Okay. It's looking like we live. Oh, so what's up, everybody? It's your boy Doggie Diamonds. Another episode of Doggie Diamonds No Filter. Don't mind the little sounds that you hear in the background. That's Enqi. Little feedback. I gotta get him to work on his sound a little bit, but
No. It's my turtle. I have a turtle, so that's his that's the water running through the filter.
what you doing with a turtle?
I got a pool. I got an in-ground pool in my backyard, and every summer without fail, uh, uh, obviously a mother turtle, or however you would word that, she lays her egg somewhere in my backyard, and I always get like a bunch of little baby turtles in the pool at
O-
some point during the summer.
Okay,
So
so explain that to me. You have a male turtle and a female turtle?
I'm not getting no in my house. I just have one baby.
So
Um,
how does the turtle have eggs without a male?
no. I'm not getting into turtle genetics. I'm just saying.
No, because I'm tripping. I'm like, so
No,
you
I
got.
haven't caught them. I haven't seen them. I just
Oh,
know that every summer I have the babies,
oh, okay. So
and normally I put them back in the river because I got
got
a,
you.
a river in my backyard too.
Oh,
And so,
you living high on the hog. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. You got rivers and lakes and oceans and stuff, sneaker chains, and now he iced out today. You know,
nah, no,
it
no
is what
comment.
it is. But without
But
further,
no.
go ahead.
My little ones convinced me to bring the turtle in. And
Oh, okay.
crazy thing is when we was there, I was like, yo, we're not bringing this turtle in the house because nobody's gonna do nothing for this turtle. I'm gonna be the one changing his water, cleaning and feeding him. I'm not trying to do that with a turtle. I don't need a pet.
Yeah.
Man, they swore up and down they was gonna take care of the turtle. Aubrey named the turtle Chlorella, and it was a wrap.
And then you end up being the turtle caretaker.
The sole custodian of
Yeah.
the turtle.
Got you. So without further ado, for the people who don't know who this is Dr. Enqi, also formerly known as Minister Enqi. I guess you still Minister Enqi, but you go by
Yeah.
Dr. Enqi now. And with all of the things that's going on, I got you on here to speak on different things concerning the same subject matters, but we need more solution based. I'm pretty sure you've done things on your channel, but now we're on my platform, and I just wanted to talk to you about some of the ways that people could boost their immune system. And I want to get it. I want to talk about it on two levels. I want to talk about it from a food level and from a supplement, vitamin, mineral level. Like, what are some of the things that people can do to boost their immune system? So, first question: we know that vitamin supplements can be very expensive. I know myself. I spent about $200 recently. I had a lot of the things already, but it was stuff that I didn't have, and what I did, being that we was in these times, I actually doubled up. So that's why they were so expensive, because I needed a longer supply. Not that I got some special tonic from somewhere. It was just that I need a bigger supply for the times. So he just pulls out a book out of nowhere. So what is that book that you're showing?
This is my book that I wrote, Eat Right for Your Haplotypes.
Facts.
So
That was the first interview we did.
yeah, and so the question you're asking me, I'm getting ready to pull out some information out of the book. So I just wanted to show people
Okay.
because a lot of times they ask what I'm reading out of, and so. But go ahead, finish up your question.
No, that's the question. What like I said, for me personally, I, I'm lucky to had already been on a certain path in life, and I'm lucky to already had certain supplements in my home already. When I went out and bought them, I just bought a longer, not a bigger dose, but I bought more, so
In,
they'll last.
including Inky'sDetox.com was already in his home.
Yes, we gonna talk about that too. Which, no lie, I didn't start taking yet. And I know you probably gonna be like, "What's wrong with you?" But I needed you to text me the how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you told me, but remember I said text me. But let's stay on topic for the people. So yeah, yeah. And if y'all wondering why I got my hat on in the crib, well, this is my hat. This is mine. So you can find these at shop.doggiediamondstv.com, and this is called Discipline. You know what I'm saying? And it's cold, and if I cut the heater on, it's gonna be loud. So I just decided to put a Scully on, you know. But food. Let's talk about food on the food level. So you're talking about eat right for your haplotype.
Wait. We didn't talk about the vitamins and the minerals.
No, I want to talk about the food first. And then we'll talk about the vitamins and the minerals. I'm doing this interview here. Let me conduct it the way I do my conduction. You know what I'm saying?
About the vitamins and minerals.
No, but being that you have the book and you know you're talking about eating right, let's do that because we could go. You could reference it from what you wrote. So I want to deal with that first. Eat right for your haplotype. First of all, explain to the people what is your haplotype.
It's basically eating for your bloodline.
Okay.
A lot of people have been fooled over the years by a ridiculous series of books called Eat Right for Your Blood Type. Mm-hmm. Your blood type is based on, well, first of all, there's a lot of different ways that people categorize blood, mm-hmm. right? So with that whole system of Eat Right for Your Blood Type, O negative, A, B, you know, that's totally ridiculous because you're talking about what's on the outside of the red, what's on the outside of the cell as opposed to what's on the inside of the cells, right? So what you have to focus on is what's inside the cells, and that's based on your haplotype. That's based on all of the history that's built into your DNA or your genetics. And to simplify it, people from polar haplotypes have a completely different biochemistry than people from equatorial haplotypes. And your biochemistry is meant to counterbalance your environment. So based on what's going on in your environment it determines how you should be eating. Got you. And, right now, we know what's going on in our environment is coronavirus. Got you. Mm-hmm. So that means you know, the Popeyes drive-through and all that is not going to do nothing for you right now. Popeyes drive-through right now is going to help you to catch coronavirus. You know, you're going to be looking crazy. You're going to be in the bathroom peeing and it's going to be burgundy. Damn. So you know, the coronavirus attacks your testicles. And so if it attacks your testicles in men, what does it do to the women? That I don't know yet. Okay. In terms of their reproductive system, to be honest, but they had autopsy and not just autopsy, but people that didn't pass away that had irreparable damage to the testicles. You know, and this is coming out of China, so there's a lot of things that because it's a particular type of cells that the coronavirus attacks. So that means you would be it definitely was sterilization one of the people becoming sterile from it also, or just messing your nuts up like okay. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we talking about eat right. So let's eat for the person who is a dollionaire, for the person who's a hundredaire, a thousandaire, a millionaire, billionaire. What are the simple things that a person can go to the grocery store right now besides because I went in there and I seen I look at carts for some reason because I like to see what people eat. I'm just always curious like that. It's almost like the curiosity of you being in a restaurant and somebody plate go past and you like this. You just want to see what the other person is eating. So when I've been in the supermarket, I've seen carts piled up with ramen noodles, Frank's. Right now? Yeah. Frank's. I mean, I guess you know what? I'm not going to judge because I would say that ramen noodles would be a smart purchase right now. I'm not saying that I'm not like advocating people start eating ramen noodles because they're gonna be like, yo, what the Enqi is on Doggie Diamonds every time. Yeah, I'm about to say, man, you yeah. What the hell is he doing recommending ramen noodles? But I would recommend that people purchase some because ramen noodles is so cheap and they don't have to be refrigerated. You know what I'm saying? So you can buy a couple of big bags of ramen noodles and just put them up just in case just in case. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
I'd rather fast than to eat some ramen noodles. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Just give me some water. I'm not eating no ramen noodles. I rather, but
I mean, you could create your own seasoning pack.
see that's therein lies the BS. Because I think that's what we need to clarify when we're talking about ramen noodles. The noodle to me is weird. You know what I'm saying? It's almost plastic. And then you cook it like that was plastic rice before plastic rice to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you know,
it's,
and then this seasoning packet, the amount of sodium in that small packet. And most of
right.
the time we eat 2 packs at once. So we
Well,
don't
the main problem with the package is not the salt, right? And it got the bad name. Let me tell you where the salt inside the ramen noodles got a bad name, because the main toxic problem is MSG.
facts.
So you get monosodium glutamate, and people think out of the monosodium glutamate,
It's the sodium.
it's the sodium, right? So mono means one, sodium glutamate. It's the actual glutamate. The glutamate builds up and causes seizures. On people that have seizures have too much glutamate on their brain.
Mm.
Um, it's just a host of problems that the glutamate causes, and that's why I said make your own seasoning
Yeah,
pack.
yeah, yeah.
Right now, like I said, you eat for your environment. Right now, our environment is under
Jail. With jail. So,
right.
so you
So,
eat like you in prison.
well, a little, even yeah, I guess what I'm saying, because the prisons in Mississippi is wild right now. Um, Shout out to Love and Hip Hop for shedding some light on that. But you can use things in your seasoning like oregano right now,
Mm-hmm.
thyme, um, kelp flakes, coriander,
Mm-hmm.
all of these things, basil,
Cumin.
all of
Yeah,
these things
cumin.
are
Yeah. Turmeric.
turmeric, all of these things are
Ginger. If you want the spicy flavor,
ginger.
you can use some
All
ginger.
right, all of these things are antimicrobial.
Yeah.
All of these things are antimicrobial, and some of them have other um, qualities, other medicinal benefits to consuming them. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on what type you buy. Like if you go in the supermarket and you get the 99-cent seasoning, chances are those are like old and couldn't be sold and had to be repackaged down to a cheaper way to get rid of them. So you want to put a little, if you can. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know people on a budget, but if you can, you want to put a little bit of money in your seasoning, because that will serve as a baseline detox with your regular food on a regular basis. You know what I'm
Got you.
saying? You eat
So,
every time.
so, uh, for a person, novice individual who, because I've seen, I went vitamin shop and to get some vitamins and some some supplements to see what they had in addition to what I already had, to see if I could get some more. I seen people actually just looking at the bottles like they had no clue where to start. Once they said we don't have any vitamin C, I seen people saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna die. I don't know what to get." So they started looking at everything. So me personally, I went to the zinc. I went to the oil of oregano because I know. You know what I'm saying? It was things that I went to. I went to the odorless garlic. I went to things that I knew of because I know I already was in the know. But for the people who don't know and they can't get to the supplements just yet. Only thing they know is a supermarket. What is some of the superfoods they should be eating right now that's affordable? And even if it's not affordable, they have to spend. What should they be eating right now?
Um, I don't believe in superfood, but I would say the red onion is probably the single most easiest thing that's in your kitchen probably already.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Red onions in your kitchen, ginger root, um, cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Those three things right there are really, 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 like really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, cinnamon is probably going to be more powerful against um, coronavirus than oregano.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Even though we used to oregano oil, and the taste of it is so strong that it reinforces what we think about it. But cinnamon will probably be more beneficial against coronavirus than oregano oil.
So when you say cinnamon, do you get the stick or do you get the powder or anything you can get your hand on? Like, what is it?
Well, anything beats a blank, but
Yeah,
you want
yeah.
to the best quality you can find,
Got
and
you.
it comes powdered. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You
yeah.
gotta get the bark, but or the like the little, the little, I guess, what is that, stick?
Yeah, it is a stick. Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So so we saying so right now, let me tell you what my cart would look like. Right now, my cart will have some blueberries. Um, I love hummus, so I've been hummusing out. You know what I'm saying? That's just like my guilty pleasure right now is
Well,
hummus.
here's the thing. It's not so much of what you're eating versus what you're not eating. Like, that's not the thing.
Okay.
Coronavirus is here for everybody's learning pleasure. Coronavirus is on deck.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You getting coronavirus. It's not. It's, I don't want to fool anybody or mislead anybody into like these food lists and shit like that, because I'm not even a big fan of food lists like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
really, people should be we do a 21-day detox, right? And the reason we do that is because the detox you're supposed to have every month. Like, you're supposed to be taking certain herbs every day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a situation now where, if, like, you see a lot of people online talking all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got one dude running around saying he got hydrogen peroxide mixed with iron, and he's selling that to people as a cure for
So
coronavirus.
when you say hydrogen peroxide, you mean the stuff that I'm about to show you in that bottle over there?
Yeah, he got food grade hydrogen
Food grade,
peroxide
okay.
with water, and then added iron to it. Now, anybody with any sense can look up the Fenton reaction. F like Frank, E like Edward, N like Nancy, T like Tom, O like option, N like Nancy. Fenton, the Fenton reaction. And you'll see that iron and hydrogen peroxide mixed together is toxic.
Okay.
You know, but it's all kinds of crazy stuff being circulated like that right now.
Got you.
And people don't understand. In order to really be out there telling people you got herbs and solutions and all that, you have to be able to understand. Like, I just did a video on my channel, right? And in that video, I pulled out my notebook, right? Because normally I would never have went into like the secret recipe of what I put in my, but I had to, because of this, the panic, the sheer panic and the severity of what's going on with people. And so I brought one of the sisters on whose coronavirus we dealt with. She brought her paperwork on, to show people a real testimony. She walked them through what happened. I got the herbs to her house before she got home from the hospital. The hospital, once she got tested and confirmed, they told her to take Tylenol. They didn't even get, so you got people leaving the hospital that can't breathe, and the hospital telling them take Tylenol because they don't have anything, right? So, but it's very, very detailed the way you have to approach it. So, on the most simplistic level, right? You have just pure plants versus the common stuff. Like, so what I mean common, I mean majority of people are eating meat, and they surrounding the meat on their plate with box and canned food, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little Instagram video, right? And I haven't put it up yet. It's in my
Mm-hmm.
phone, so I'll probably throw it up later on today or something. I haven't had a chance to really edit it and mess with it a little bit, but I've been saying this for the last 2 weeks to the point where I had to go film it. Everybody's talking about the supermarkets empty. None of the supermarkets are empty. None of the CVSs are empty. None of the Rite Aids are empty, right? When you go into these places, the toilet tissue is empty. The water is empty.
The cleaning products, the Lysol is gone.
Right. But guess what? all of the produce is there. All of the fruits and vegetables is still in the supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what else is still in the supermarket? The entire aisle full of herbs, vitamins, and minerals is still in the supermarket. So that tells me that niggas are nuts. Niggas are crazy. They out of their mind. Ran into the supermarket because it's a viral infection. It's an aggressive flu floating around.
You need a tissue.
Right. You ran in the supermarket. You ran right past all the vitamins and minerals. You ran right past that aisle to the toilet tissue. Loaded up on toilet tissue. Then you left from there and ran to the other side of the supermarket, right past all the fruits, the vegetables, and the nice healthy greens to the meat, grabbed you some hand sanitizer on the way out, and start complaining that the supermarket don't have none. What is the government going to do? You need a vaccine, all of this crazy shit. It's because we brainwashed. And then we don't understand the difference between meat and plant-based lifestyle right now in terms of your immune system. So before you get into like specific foods and food lists, the understanding of what plants do for your immune system is first, right? And it's funny because the same guy that was running around telling people that right now that they should drink peroxide mixed with iron was the same guy telling people don't eat vegetables because they have lectins in it, and you have to skin your fruit and skin vegetables and all kinds of ridiculous foolishness. Lectins in plant food serve as a secondary source of antibodies for all of your cells. Antibodies is what protect your cells. One of the things that protects your cells from viruses. They work in conjunction with antigens, so the white blood cells can get up out of there, whatever pathogens floating around, right? So when you eat a plant-based diet, when you eat any plant, the plant matter itself, before we even get into the stuff in the plant, literally, I'm just talking about the flesh of the plant. The flesh of the plant becomes antibodies for your cells. That's number one. Number two, the nucleosides inside the plant supply your body with the information on how to attack the pathogens that come into your body. Number three, the fiber from the same plant matter. The fiber from that plant matter is what allows, first of all, it cleans your intestines. Not only does it clean your intestine, but that fiber feeds the good microorganisms that live in your body and on your body. Now, those microorganisms, they're called probiotics or good bacteria, whatever the case may be. Those are the guys that line your mucous membrane, right? The God Ogun that came to us in the personage of Dr. Sebi Alfredo Bowman used to always tell us mucous membrane, mucous membrane, mucous membrane. Well, one of the things that protects the mucous membrane is these microorganisms. And you create a wide, diverse community of microorganisms by simply feeding them a diverse population of fibers. You know, when the coronavirus thing first hit, KT did a couple of videos breaking down the 5G effect. And I was on my channel breaking down this aspect of the microbiome, right? Because the microbiome that coats the mucous membrane, that coats your cell membranes, also protects the ACE2 molecule that the coronavirus attaches to then break into the cells and start the replication process. This is why children have a stronger resistance to coronavirus than adults, or just age-wise. The younger you get, the stronger your immune system in regards to coronavirus. The reason being is because the children don't wash their hands all day. They're not using hand sanitizer all the time. What they're doing is touching the floor, touching the toys, putting their toys on the floor, putting their toys in their mouth. So because of that, they have a very strong microbiome, and that microbiome is protected. So it's not that they're not carrying, it's not that they're not being, that they're not, the virus is skipping over children. Mm-hmm. It's just that they're not showing symptoms because their immune system's able to handle it. But what that means is that your child can infect you.
Mm.
So the child can be a carrier for the virus, and you messing with your baby, kissing your baby, no, you get the virus from the baby, and then because your microbiome is not as strong as theirs, you're gonna wind up with symptoms and all that. But yeah, so we breaking it down, and your man, the talented Mr. Ripley over there, snatches KT's 5G lectures, snatches my microbiome lectures, and then does his own lecture called 5G and the Microbiome versus Coronavirus. I said, God damn, the talented Mr. Ripley strikes
I have no
again.
idea who you're talking about.
My man, Mr. Swagger Jacker himself. But you know what? If you don't know, I don't know. We're going to keep going because
Okay.
I want to focus in on how the plant supply this immunity. So you got the extra source of antibodies, right? You got the information from the nucleosides on how to attack the pathogens. Then you got the fiber from the plants actually feeding the microbiome. Now, now you get into the aromatic amino acids, the phytonutrients, the enzymes, the minerals, all of the compounds that's inside the plant.
Mm-hmm.
Those things specifically affect your biochemistry. And one of the main things that stands out as a big difference from like a pharmaceutical drug versus a plant or a herb is, well, first people have to understand this. 97% of what we know of as pharmaceutical drugs are extracts from plants. Now, the major difference is the pharmaceutical drug. First of all, is the reason why they do that is because you can't patent a plant, and you can't spend billions of dollars on research trying to find a plant that works for illness and then not be able to get your money back in terms of commerce, right? So they find a compound inside a plant, isolate the compound, right? And that compound, 9 out of 10 times, affects a protein inside your body, whether that protein is a peptide, a hormone, or a enzyme, right? And it either speeds up what the hormone or the enzyme would have done, or it slows it down or inhibits it altogether and stops it, right? Now, problem with that is every biochemical reaction inside your body is dependent on every other biochemical reaction in your body. So it's like playing Jenga. If you pull out the log on the bottom, all the logs on top gonna fall because they're all leaning on that one. When that happens in your body, when you take the medication, in most cases, when you take a medication and it turns off an enzyme or stop, the domino effect that radiates out to the rest of your biochemistry as a result of that one change is what leads to the side effects of. So, for instance, people that have blood pressure issues, sometimes they are given a statin drug to lower their blood pressure. The problem with that is the statin drug attacks an enzyme that's required for your body to produce cholesterol. So because you need cholesterol for testosterone, you need cholesterol for vitamin D, the statin drugs actually increase your risk for cancer, right? So that's how you get those side effects. So the statin drug will help lower your blood pressure by lowering your cholesterol, but it's also going to boost your chances of getting cancer because you aren't going to be able to make any vitamin D in your body or any testosterone, right? So this is what goes on. Now, in plants, you don't have that because you have the compound, but then you have a host of other compounds that adjust for the other biochemical reactions and put them in balance. So this is why, in most instances, you would prefer the whole plant versus the extract, right? The side effects of the extract alone you don't see in the plant because the plant has other compounds that neutralize and give balance to those things. Or otherwise, it would be dangerous in the plant's body, right? So even if you look at Donald Trump and his coronavirus task force, they came to the people with two solutions. One solution is to recycle blood plasma, right? The other solution is hydrochloroquine. Hydrochloroquine is a plant extract from the cinchona bark of the cinchona tree, which has been used to fight, illnesses and stomach stuff and blood stuff for hundreds, maybe thousands of years, right? So much so to the point where they made tonic water from it so that everybody could kind of have it, because it took care of a lot of parasites and diarrhea and all kind of stuff. So now that's one of the things that's in the detox, right? I use that in the detox, the cinchona bark, right? So when Trump said that he was going to, it made me laugh, because for John Q. Public, he's saying that they're going to develop a medicine. But me, I know it's a plant extract. You know what I'm saying? And so when you look at what China's done, China's got their coronavirus under control with using traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Chinese medicine is herbs, right? That's all they do.
Teas and herbs, yeah, yep, teas, yep.
But people don't know. They like, oh, we give our patients decoctions. Well, if people don't know what a decoction is, then it sounds like medicine. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. A decoction is nothing but boiling herbs in water.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is you really have to know this thing down to a biochemical T, like knowing which plants. Like you really got to be able to have like somebody, you got to have your immune system on a string. You know what I'm saying? You got to know which plants exactly affects which part of a person's biochemistry. That's what I was saying for the people. It's because it's a longer video. You could just type in Google Dr. Enqi's coronavirus testimony, and I go through each plant and detail what each herb does to each part of your biochemistry in regard to how to reverse coronavirus. Because it's important to know, for instance, when you need to boost your immune system and when you need to turn your immune system off.
Well, clarify that, because people are gonna say turn your immune system off. What are you talking about?
Right. So nobody has died from coronavirus per se. The people that are dying from their body's response to coronavirus. So pneumonia is not a thing in and of itself. Pneumonia is your body's response to an infection.
Gotcha.
Right. So when people die from pneumonia, which is what people are dying from with coronavirus, at least the directly impacted people from coronavirus. Some people are dying from heart disease and other stuff that's actually indirectly being caused by coronavirus, but that's another story, right? So when you get a lung infection, right, your white blood cells respond. They start releasing histamine to open up pores in the tissues so that they can get through there to try to eat, try to catch, like Pac-Man, you know what I'm saying? Like Pac-Man's the virus and the ghosts are your white blood cells. So the ghosts release histamine, and they're able to open up pores in the tissue to get in there and chase Pac-Man. And those holes in the tissue allow fluid to start rushing into the lungs. That fluid is a protonated fluid, meaning it's the opposite. Like, so we learned about negative ions giving people health benefit. Well, positive ions do the opposite. Negative ions add electricity to your body, so to speak. Positive ions steal it, just like free radicals, right? So that's what this fluid that floods your lungs is. And even if it's ARDS, right, acute respiratory, even if it's ARDS leads to pneumonia, regardless, because of the same response from your white blood cells and your immune system, or your sanitary system more properly, to the infection. And it's that flooding that's the main issue. That's what's killing people the most, right? So that's why you have the ventilator issue, and then you got some jackasses running around, conspiracy theoried out. They running around in hospitals you know what I'm saying, videotaping with their cell phone all of the empty beds in the hospital, saying, look, this is a conspiracy. Look, it's empty beds. The hospitals is lying to us. They're trying to kill us. No. When the hospital is saying that they're at full capacity and they can't take on any more patients, they're not saying that they have somebody sleeping in every bed. What they're saying is they can't take any more coronavirus patients, because although the hospital might have, 2,000 beds for patients, that hospital may only have 40 ventilators.
Yeah.
And the ventilator is what you need to put in somebody's lungs that's flooding so that they can breathe until, they can resolve all of the rest of the stuff going on inside their body. It's lack of oxygen. And then if that doesn't kill them, by like literally choking, they can't breathe, the hypoxia sets in and you get sepsis and organ failure and some other, so it's a cascade of events, but it all starts with the hyper response of your immune / sanitary system to the infection. So there's a point where you want to turn up your immune system so your immune system's aggressive. But there's another point where if you're listening to somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about and they're telling you shit like, oh yeah, I heard these, because you got a lot of $10 herbalists, like since coronavirus hit, everybody's a healer all of a sudden. So you got people that'll tell you, oh yeah, you got coronavirus. Yeah, these herbs right here, they good for your immune system and your lungs. So yeah, these will help clean your lungs out. Okay, well, you might have just hurt that person, because if a person's having a reaction to coronavirus and they're in the middle of a cytokine storm or excessive inflammation, and you give them some herbs to turn up their immune system even more, that's going to speed up the pneumonia process. That's not going to reverse it. So when a person is in the midst of coronavirus, what they need is you to be able to down-regulate specific aspects of their immune system. And that's what you're a part of a real detox or antiviral program has to be about. Your body has two different systems that it uses for defense against pathogens. One is an antioxidant system, which is your real immune system. And that's composed of enzymes, pigments, proteins, redox chains. That's your real immune system. NRF2 system, that's your real immune system. Then secondarily, you have a sanitary system, right? Your sanitary system is an oxidative system, right? It oxidizes, meaning it destroys the tissue. That's your white blood cells. Those are what happens when cytokines are released. But you can't have your NRF2 system and your enzyme system, which zinc would be a part of, functioning at the same time as you have high levels of inflammation. So even the zinc would be out of place depending on what time you get it to the patient, right? So things like zinc are good before a person is infected with coronavirus. Once a person has coronavirus, zinc is irrelevant, because if the body's inflammatory process is going on, the enzymes that zinc functions within as an antioxidant, they're not going to be active, because it's your body system works on the seesaw. When the white blood cells are working, your antioxidant system is not.
Okay, so it's either or.
Antioxidant system is working, your white blood cell system is not. You know what I'm saying? So it's either one. But the body prefers the antioxidant system. Your catalases, your superoxide dismutases, and all of your selenium-based enzymes and zinc-based enzymes and all of that stuff to roll out there, and your manganese-based enzymes, all of that stuff to roll out there and do its job. The sanitary system, which is the white blood cells, they're supposed to come in after that all has happened, and then they clean up. So when your first line of defenses is inactive and your white blood cells have to respond, that's when you run into over response, because your white blood cell system is overcompensating for the fact that your antioxidant system is non-existent. And it's non-existent because people don't have the right type of nutrient reserve in their body for the activation of that system.
So let me ask you. So let me ask you something. I want to give you you know, the information that you're giving out right now. I just want to ask you specifically, pre and during. So if you are an individual right now, you don't have any symptoms, you don't have it, what are some of the supplements you should just be taking regularly right now at this particular time?
I would say, I mean, besides going to my website, getting the detox, I would say that's the first thing you need to make sure is you're taking the detox.
Plug.
Right, get on the detox. You know what I'm saying? But not just plug. Like it's serious. The Chinese government, when they ran through they list of herbs, it's mostly all the herbs that I already use and then some.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I designed it for this purpose.
I found this on the web. The Chinese government, when they ran to.
What the hell? The Siri be just joining in at any given
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, I ain't really feeling that.
At all. Like, yo, what is, mind your business? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, red onions, it's not that complicated. Red onions do a lot of things in regard to modulating your immune system.
Raw or cooked?
Definitely raw.
Okay.
Definitely raw. Cinnamon, you know what I mean? Turmeric, just those things. Taking the load off of your HLA system. Your HLA system is the system inside your body that distinguishes your genetic material from foreign genetic material. So what does that mean? The less meat you consume, the less you tax your immune system. The less crowds of people you in, the less germs you're exposed to from other people, the less you tax your immune system. We can smell germs. A part of our olfactory system is that we smell germs. Like when food goes bad, before you can even see the color is different, you smell it. A lot of times you smell it like when you almost was about to eat it, it smelled funny and you flinch, and then you look at it, then you see it's discolored and you throw it out. But you can smell it before anything. Just like when people get sweaty and funky, we're not actually smelling their sweat. What we're smelling is the microorganisms that live on their skin. We're smelling them eating the colostrum that comes in the sweat and then their waste material. So we're smelling a person's bacteria, right? So when we smell funk, it's actually us being able to smell bacteria and pathogens. So when you go to your friend's house, your homeboy's house, your girlfriend's house, and you notice that everybody's house has a different smell, that's because everybody has a different set of bacteria, microbiome that lives in their body and on their body, right? And so while you in your house, you're only exposed to what is comfortable for your body to handle and manage. Once you start going out, you're increasing that load on the HLA system, which has to separate your genetic material from foreign genetic material. So doing that, making sure you stay super hyperhydrated, right? Super hyperhydrated. The number one antihistamine is water. The way you boost water's ability to function as an antihistamine is to add quercetin in, right? And quercetin is simple. Quercetin is, you can get quercetin in a lot of fruits, berries.
I say add what?
Quercetin. Quercetin. Quercetin.
So you get that from where?
Quercetin. Like I said, fruits. Just regular stuff.
Lemon water? You saying like lemon water?
I don't know if quercetin's in lemon water, but I know it's in a lot of berries and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's in a lot of berries and stuff.
So you saying get you like a fruit infuser, or just drop it in the
I would say, like I said, because fruits and vegetables give you a secondary source of antibodies. The name of the game is to just eat as much fruits and vegetables as you can daily, period. Like, just get them in.
Yeah.
Even if you're just having an apple a few times a day, or if you're having a few bananas, like whatever it is,
Yeah.
get them in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you're gonna need that. You know what I mean? You're gonna need the fiber, like all of those little things. And then the reason why I tell people to get the herbs is because in the clutch, you need specifics. Like, every herb doesn't do the same thing. It's only a handful of herbs that will be able to lower specific cytokines down. Like, so when your IL-1B levels go up, you're only going to be able to use Chinese skull cap to turn that down. Chinese skull cap, maybe Japanese knotweed, but those are the only herbs that's going to lower your IL-1 levels. You only have a handful of herbs like rhodiola, maybe nettles to a certain degree, but not as much. Combining them catalyzes it when you add nettles and rhodiola at the same time, and I have them both in the detox.
So you get like, so you start getting like a cocktail of things.
Well, a compound. So
yeah.
It's like I was saying earlier, plants have multiple compounds to accompany any, to not accompany, but to balance out any changes that you need to make in your biochemistry, right? So that's one plant. When you have a compound, you have a group of plants. So now you're just multiplying the available compounds to create balance inside somebody's biochemistry. Because anytime you make one change in somebody's biochemistry, that has a domino effect out to the other biochemical reactions that have to happen that depend on whatever that is you're changing. So you have to be able to facilitate those changes and keep everything in harmony. Plants can do that. Medicine can't do that.
So for the person right now who's walking around, they saying, I need to boost my immune system. I need to boost my immune system. I'm trying to fight this virus. I'm trying to fight this virus. Are we doing the wrong thing, boosting our immune system, trying to fight something that we don't have?
No, not at all. You definitely out trying to, like I said, you know, skip the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, people still smoking cigarettes, sharing.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
yo, I was driving down the street the other day, on my way to UPS. I had to pick up a package, which somebody sent me a nice gift. I'm gonna unbox later on. But and what I seen was,
hold on.
Yeah.
So that was a shorty that sent you a gift?
A shorty.
Yeah, somebody sent me a package. I'm gonna unbox later on. Like,
no. I got a pair.
Yo, y'all see how I caught Doggie just now? He tried to slip that in.
Not at all. Can't catch me. No. I got some Raycons. Ray J sent me some Raycons. You know what I'm saying? So I want to unbox it later on and
Yo, come on, man. Hold on. See, I knew something was there where I had to uncover.
What?
How? Come on, man. I need the Ray J plug for my Raycons.
You ain't, you know, I'm, whatever. Yeah. So he sent me them. They're actually
This was crazy.
They're like right here. Yeah. So he sent.
Hold on. I just dropped the album. My album is a classic. Now, how many niggas you know have an album out ever in history ever that's reversing any illnesses?
Okay. You said your album is a classic. We're gonna get into that in a minute. I'm a very big music critic. But listen, let's stay on topic before we go to Raycons, before we go to
my Grammy.
Look, so listen. Right now, every individual is running out, scurrying, thinking they have to boost their immune system. I take a lot of. I've already been taking a lot of vitamin and supplements daily anyway. This is something, a part of my regimen from working out and, you know, doing what I'm doing. I just added some things. You said something that zinc wouldn't work. So pre-coronavirus, if you don't have it, What are the some of?
Zinc is great. Selenium is great.
Okay.
Go to Enqisdetox.com, get the detox kit, right? That's going to give you all the things that you really need. And for people talking about the 5G, one of the very important things, let me show you something real quick, right? And this is also in the book, Eat Right for Your Haplotype, but let me just pull up the book so people can actually see it. I forgot about that earlier. Let me see. Wait, can I share my screen? No?
I don't know. I think you could. I'm not sure.
I don't see where I could. What's this say right here? Well, that's the messages. Over here, maybe? No. I thought we did the share screen last. Oh, bam. Oh, wait, hold on. I did not show this.
I want to address something while you share that. It's funny how I'm looking at the chat room, and you have some people in the chat room, you know, they don't like you. So they, you know, so they got their comments about you. But the title of the video said your name in it. So they knew prior to them even coming in here that you were going to be here. It's not like it said Doggie Diamonds speaks on. It wasn't me. It says how to boost your immune system.
No, stop. Listen. You got agents, man. Listen, you got agents. See, you could tell that agents. Why would you see like those types of questions? Those types of questions answer themselves because it's like, what are you doing here? Why?
Yeah, I'm so confused. Like
they're here to stop people from learning certain things.
Yeah, like if you don't agree with him, click it off. You know what I'm saying? If you seen his name on there, why you clicked it?
No, because
it's almost, you know what it's like? It reminds me of you telling somebody, don't go in the bathroom because it stinks, right? And the first thing they do is they walk in the bathroom and say, yeah, it stink. Oh, yo, I told you that it stink. What, you wanted to smell my doodle? Like, what's wrong with you? And this is the problem that I have when I interview certain people, and in certain things that we do. You have people who trying to distract people from what's going on. And I gave y'all enough of my time. I'm not speaking about y'all not any longer. I'm not even blocking y'all from the chat room. I'm just want to tell y'all that many of you suffer from mental illness and you need help.
Yeah,
seriously.
no. But a lot of them are being purposely misled. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, in America, we have this story that China started the coronavirus, right?
Okay.
Which may or may not be true. I don't know if it is or not. But in China, you know, they have a different story. In China, their story is that the coronavirus came from America. Right? And then when you look it up, you find out that just 2 months before coronavirus, you know, broke out in November, Fort Detrick actually got shut down because they were leaking RNA viruses into the community. Now, what's interesting about that is, you know, your man Unc is from Fort Detrick.
Oh, you told this story before. Leave Unc alone, please.
I don't know, but I'm just saying it's a fact.
Okay.
From Fort Detrick, where they was leaking out the viruses. So anybody right now can look. Like, let me show you real quick while I got this up. Then I'll go back to that, what I was about to show you. You can go right here, like you can see Fort Detrick. And this is the type of shit that they don't be wanting people to see.
Yo, what is your desktop? What are we looking at here? What is that background? What's happening?
That's called Ocean Hero, right? So everybody that's not using Ocean Hero, download Ocean Hero. It's free, right? Ocean Hero, every time you like every 3 times or every 5 times, I think, you search on Ocean Hero, they spend some money from the advertisements on cleaning the ocean.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your desktop picture. What are we looking at? What is that?
This is Ocean Hero right here.
The desktop picture, your background picture?
No, the background picture you're seeing is Ocean Hero. Like when I press enter, it's
Uh-huh.
gonna.
Oh, that's their background picture.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I thought that was your desktop picture. I'm like, yo, what do you
Ocean Hero is just like
Google?
Google, yeah.
Okay.
But so look, right here, look, military.com. CDC inspection findings reveal more about Fort Detrick. You see? Frederick News Post, Fort Detrick lab shut down after failed safety inspection. Right? WJLA.com. Army Germ Lab shut down by CDC in 2019. In 2019, Army laboratory at Fort Detrick that studies deadly infectious material like Ebola and smallpox was shut down for a period of time after the CDC inspection. So this is what Unc and them, they don't want you to pay attention to this because Unc is associated with Fort Detrick, right? And so these guys, you see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things going on that people don't pay attention to. And this is not stuff, even though I may say something that people might think is outlandish, everything I say, I show the documentation, right? So for instance, let me show you something else, right? Because Unc and them be promoting vaccines, right? So let me show you what they said about, this is the main thing they was promoting.
Somebody said that's pure pseudo, Enqi. How is it pseudo if he did? Do you know what pseudo means, or that's just a word y'all just fell in love with?
Listen, just let them talk because I'm actually showing the documentation.
Word,
So
like that's not.
pseudo, as I'm showing the documentation and the sources that, look, disabledveterans.org. This is not Enqi making this up. Look, disabledveterans.org. Flu vaccine increases coronavirus risk 36%, says military study. Right? See, they don't want you to see this type of stuff. So they got to come onto the page and act crazy and try to distract people. Right? Look, a recent military study. Now, look, this is the article talking about the study, but you go right here to the hyperlink, and then it actually pulls up the actual study. Right? And then you can see who did the study. Look, who did this study? So they talking about this is pseudo. So you saying that the Armed Forces Health Surveillance Branch of the Air Force at 2510 5th Street, Building A40, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base is pseudo. Because this is what they discussed. This is their study.
And pseudo only means anything that cannot be proven according to science. That's what pseudo means.
Right, and we showing the documentation.
So anytime somebody don't agree with you, that's pseudo, that's pseudo, that's pseudo. Yo, shut up, man. I wish I could punch some of y'all in y'all face, truthfully, man. That's how I be wanting to handle stuff.
That's how it really be making, you know what I'm saying? Because they illiterate. They don't even know what the word means, right? But so here's the report right here, showing beyond the shadow of a doubt that the flu vaccine gives people a 36% increased chance in having coronavirus. See, they don't want people to see these type of statistics. Look at this. Look, this is why they don't want me. That's why they be trying to distract people from watching what I be saying. This is the results from the test. This is the results of having the flu vaccine. Non-flu and non-influenza virus means you have the flu, but you don't have the flu virus. A 15% increase in cases of people with the flu without the flu virus after receiving the vaccine. A 36% increase ratio with coronavirus for people who had the flu shot. A 51% increase in human metapneumovirus, right? What you see in the center of that is the root word, pneumovirus, right? And we're dealing with pneumonia right now. A 59% increase in people with flu-like symptoms with no pathogen detected. See, they don't want you to see this type of shit. They want to talk shit from the sideline. Oh yeah, look, Enqi got gold teeth on. Okay, what the fuck that got to do with what I'm showing with the facts? See? But people get distracted because they be fooled easy. Look at the instructions that these niggas was giving out. Look, they were saying, get ahead of the flu, get ahead of coronavirus. even though there's no vaccine to prevent coronavirus, here are a few practical ideas to protect yourself and your loved ones. Look at the number one idea: get a flu shot. So they was literally getting people primed to get infected. Just like they covered up the fact that the Fort Detrick, where Unc worked at as a Marine, because, you know, as a Marine, he was stationed there at Fort Detrick, because, you know, Unc is military. This is why they promoting the vaccine. This is another proof positive right here that the vaccine's hurting people, right? This is the type of shit they don't want people to see. Let me show you something else. This is why they try to distract people when I come on the channel. Look. This also happened. Look at the date of this. March 9th, 2020. You see that? March 9th, 2020. March 9th, 2020, the CDC admits in federal court they have no evidence vaccines don't cause autism. See, this is the shit they don't want you to see. Look. And these niggas talking about pseudo. I'm the most unpseudo nigga that they've ever seen in their life. Look, I show you the real documentation. Look what this is. Look what this is. I play 0 games, doggy. 0. Look at this. When I come with source material, my source material is sourcey. This is the court case. Where they were supposed to show and prove. And guess what? They could not do it. They failed in court, federal court. This is just last month, 3-4 weeks ago, right? And why is this relevant? Because these same guys is promoting vaccine. These same guys are saying we need a respiratory vaccine right now for coronavirus. But now check this out. Did you ask any of these dumbass niggas? Any of these guys? Ask any of these guys, did they know if we already had a respiratory illness vaccine? And the answer would have to be yes, but most of them too stupid to know that. The DTaP vaccine is a vaccine for acute upper respiratory illness. But guess what? The DTaP vaccine is the one actually causing children to get autism. This they just proved in court 3-4 weeks ago. But the news from coronavirus spreading is covering this news up. They just got busted in federal court. And I showed you the federal court paperwork. This not no makeup thing here. This is the actual court paperwork. You know how niggas be like, oh yeah, they snitching. Niggas be like, yeah, where that paperwork at? Oh, right here. Mm-hmm. It's the paperwork right here. That's why I'm telling you, your man Unc is, he with the military boys from Fort Detrick, right? So this is the type of shit they don't want you to see. You see, the respiratory vaccine we got right now already gave the African boys, is giving black boys in America autism at a higher rate than any other children. It's giving all children, well, not all, but it's giving children across the population, across the board of all races and nationalities, autism. But it's giving black boys autism at a higher rate than anybody else. Why would somebody that's supposed to be an advocate for black people promote a thing that's actually destroying the brains of our black babies? See, this is the shit they don't want you to see. Right? So I try to be cool when I came on, talk that immunity building.
yeah.
And niggas, you know what I mean? You see, that's how, I come on, I be turned up, and everybody be like, yo, you always extra turned up on Doggy. And I'm like, yeah, it's a certain type of energy on Doggy channel. You know what I'm saying? So I come on today with the serious, calm, relaxed, corona, immunity building shit, and then niggas got to get beside themselves. So this is what's really going on right now in the community. The police network over there on Sinetta channel, they trying to cover their asses right now because they realize, like that white lady said, the white lady after that vaccine debate said, yo, them people on that platform is selling you black people back into slavery. Now the proof is out because the coronavirus is happening. You ain't see Sonetta and Unc and them talk about the RNA. Coronavirus is an RNA virus. Why is Unc and Sonetta and them not talking about the fact that Fort Detrick is leaking RNA viruses? Right? I didn't make that up. I showed you that from military.com. I showed you that from cdc.com. These is official source material. Anybody can look that up. That's not something that I can make up or lie about, because everybody at home watching can simply type up and see if the Fort Detrick is shut down for leaking RNA viruses. In September, just a few months before the coronavirus outbreak. Anybody can look up this, what I'm showing you right now from March last month, where the CDC got proven in federal court that the vaccines specifically that we give our children for respiratory illnesses, just like coronavirus, is causing autism.
So what how this started was you were saying that China is blaming America and America is blaming China. So you're showing that it could actually had started over here.
Right, I'm saying that Unc and them.
Why you, yo, listen, stop acting like Unc was in a damn laboratory doing it.
Yo, stop acting like, listen, teamwork make the dream work.
Nah, I ain't giving him that much.
Gotta be supported. So what happens is when you have an initiative in progress, you have to have people to try to sway the minds of the masses to support the initiative. So you got implants in the community like Unc to try to get people to blindly accept vaccines without being educated about vaccines or the side effects of vaccines. And in a situation like this, where you see on a global scale, the only country to get their coronavirus under control did it with herbs.
But
then
you spoke.
Then you see Donald Trump form a coronavirus task force. And what do they come and recommend? Hydrochloroquine, which is none other than an extract from the cinchona tree. So even in a subliminal way, Donald Trump team is recommending an herb. So then you have these guys come on and tell you to take a vaccine without noticing that the last vaccine that we have that's still in circulation right now, the DTaP, is a respiratory illness vaccine, just like that they're asking people to create right now. And that same respiratory illness vaccine is the one causing autism in the children, and specifically in the Black boys. So what I'm saying is it's a campaign of misinformation. And the campaign started with these same platforms banding together to attack Dr. Sebi. You had these guys saying that herbs are pseudo. You had Wesley Muhammad talking about you need to drink milk, cow's milk, and suck cow's titties and shit. So, you know, they into Wesley Muhammad into bestiality. I done found out after how hard he promoting drinking,
No, we're not doing that. We ain't doing that. Bestiality. What are you talking about?
Lips on cow's breast. What we doing?
Yeah, but that, come on, but that's not sexual though, man. That ain't.
All right, but listen, all of these things is.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'm co-signing.
The plague of illness. Listen, the plague of illnesses that we're dealing with right now is because our immune systems are going backwards. We're not making our body stronger. We're making them weaker, and it's because of niggas like this. Listen to what I'm telling you. You have to pay attention to the fact that morphine, queso morphine, is an opioid, just like lean, just like Percocet.
We spoke of that.
Right. Now, listen, the important thing to note in involving coronavirus is this. All opioids, prescription or non-prescription, whether you're getting high doses of queso morphine from milk, whether you're getting painkiller from the hospital, it doesn't matter. All opioids, they all have a bunch of side effects to them, but one side effect is common to all of them, and it is the attack on your respiratory system. So people are not noticing that we just moved from an opioid epidemic, a global opioid epidemic, into a global respiratory infection epidemic, because people are not sharp in terms of multiple disciplines, so they can't put two and two together. But for me, it makes perfect sense that we just going from a opioid crisis globally into a respiratory crisis globally, because the opioids attack your respiratory system. And you're getting these things in your regular food because you got people like Wesley Muhammad promoting this stuff to you. And then in times of crisis like right now, because the community set up a certain way, you got to pussyfoot and dance around certain shit and not say certain things because you don't want to offend people. But the shit that's going to offend people is the shit that the common people, the people that give us the views, that give us the Cash App donations, that buy the products, the people that make all these channels worthwhile, those people are at risk of dying themselves or losing loved ones because the people that we're watching are playing mind games.
Yo,
So,
I you know what though? I do want to give my audience and give some of the people a little bit more credit that I don't really know too many gullible people who just take people word and just say.
but it's not gullible because you have people putting half-baked science behind it. So when Wesley Muhammad says that, you know, you can get as the sun gets dimmer, we don't need the sun because we can get stronger from drinking cow's milk. People that think that Wesley Muhammad is an accredited scholar follow that information and feel like they're making an informed decision because they got it from a credible scholar.
But I think only people within the Nation of Islam would follow that. I don't think
Islam is huge though, and that's all black folks.
Yeah, but that's they. But look, but listen. Let me tell you something, right? Not saying him, because you know I'm actually cool with Wesley. Wesley is all right with me, right?
With Wesley, but
no, listen, no, but let me finish my let me
keep his conversation limited to religion.
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point really quick. My thing is, if certain people want to drink certain people Kool-Aid, yo, that's on you. I don't listen. No, but listen, Doggie Diamonds is not a follower of anyone, right? Because I know that I take information from people, and everything that people say and do don't work for me all the time. So I'm not gonna say, yo, he say, yo, drink milk, or yo, I'm not drinking because I don't like milk. I just never liked it since I was a little kid. It just is what it is. I didn't even know that some of the things wrong with milk. I just know I didn't like it. That was that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I have my own mind. I have free will to do or not to do. So nobody can influence me to do anything. So for people who are influenced by somebody based off their popularity or they're put on a platform, whether it's the Breakfast Club, whether it's Vlad, whether it's my platform, and you're influenced by somebody based off of what they said, and they don't have any study that they can show you of how this work or how that don't work, then you just a follower. So the person could say, go jump off a bridge. I remember you learned that as a little kid. If they tell you to jump off a bridge, you gonna do it?
Hold on, Dougie. Let me show you something else. You're trying to throw a lifeline to these niggas and all that.
I ain't giving them no lifeline, but I have to be fair. I have to be fair because the same way, you know, the same way people might say certain things about you based off of what they heard or what they think, right? Even though me and you did videos.
No, look, I'm showing the documentation. This is not personal.
Again, no, but look, even though me and you have done videos debunking certain things, but even when you debunk certain things, people still see what they want to see, hear what they want to hear. This is a popularity contest.
True, but that's why I gotta show people the real truth, and then if they choose to ignore it, that's on them. This is a report right here from Harvard, right?
Okay.
So your man done went around all over the country, running around telling people that marijuana is a government-based conspiracy to turn black men into black women, and that people are becoming gay from smoking marijuana, right? This is why I'm saying somebody who's an accredited scholar of religion, he's a religious scholar. You did religious study. You need to stick with that. You don't know science and biology, right? This is a Harvard study that shows that marijuana actually is linked with higher sperm concentrations, right? This is a new study. This is not no study from the 20s, the 40s, or the 50s. This is done from Harvard, and the study was done over a 10-year period.
Now let me ask you something. Now let me ask you something. If Dr. Sebi say one thing and Harvard say something different, who you gonna listen to?
I'm gonna listen to whose experiments, whose facts, whose data. I'm gonna listen to the data. So what I'm listening to right now is the data from their work,
Oh,
right?
okay.
It just
So you
happens that
do know that the marijuana that people are smoking is not the same marijuana that Harvard is talking about, right?
no, that's not the case. You got to read the study.
Okay, go
And
ahead.
Harvard is in alignment with Dr. Sebi. And this is what I'm saying. This was a part of the attack put together by these platforms to attack Dr. Sebi, to attack the holistic way of doing things, to attack the science of using herbs and plants to heal the human body as opposed to medicine and vaccines. So the contribution that Wesley Muhammad and them was making, they was talking about dairy products, milk products, those things are healthy. Marijuana is a poison. It's something to kill you. Why? Because in both of those directions, he's attacking Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was a longtime advocate of marijuana and cannabis.
Smoking,
Dr.
smoking.
was a longtime protagonist of dairy and cow's milk. So he's creating an anti-Sebi narrative and hence a anti-holistic narrative. So I'm just combating that with facts and real information. Then you have him joined by Sinetta, the police platform, the military platform with the Marines. You know, he bring in Enqi and Garfield, the detective, and they join in, and so they start their attack. Now the world is crippled, and guess what? The only choice is to turn to the plant community, because China has demonstrated that they got coronavirus under control with herbs, and now the best thing that the Western money could buy is Donald Trump's coronavirus task force, and they brung you the best thing that they could find, which was hydrochloroquine, which is a extract from the cinchona tree. So the world has to now turn to the herbs and the plants.
All right. So when we talk about marijuana herbs, you talking about, all right, when you talking about marijuana as a herb, right?
Correct.
You talking about smoking marijuana, or you talking about drinking it, boiling it? How are you ingesting this? How are you getting this marijuana, cannabis into your system?
Well, in this study,
Okay.
this study here from Harvard was just predicated on people actually smoking marijuana. Period.
Okay. Okay.
Any kind of way they could get it in.
Okay. So now let me ask you. Now let me ask you something about marijuana. And I actually, before Wesley even came out with those with that book and all that stuff, I questioned something too. So if somebody is able to create a strain of weed, what are they doing? Is that not a form of grafting? Is that not GMO?
Absolutely.
All right. So if you don't eat GMO corn, if you don't eat GMO food, why would you smoke GMO weed? You don't think that they're going to?
Some people don't, though.
All right. So that's his premise on weed. So how is he wrong?
But even GMO weed doesn't turn men into women, though. That's what I'm saying. Scientifically, when you like a person's personality, that's what people do. They go out on limbs to try to find explanations.
But I question this. Yo, I'm gonna pull up. Listen, I'm gonna find a tweet. I'm gonna find a tweet and put it in my. I'm gonna put it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
There's a stretch of the truth that would lead to what Wesley Muhammad is saying be true. Period.
No, the point I'm making is that, okay, yeah, he might say this is that. Okay, that might be a little far-fetched, but if he wrote a book on it, you don't think he did some studies?
No, but he doesn't know what to study or how to study.
You read his book? You read his book?
No, listen to what I'm saying.
Did you read his book?
This is the problem. Because he's a religious scholar, we think because you're a scholar in one area that you're a scholar everywhere. No. Niggas that play basketball at a high level, they just play basketball at a high level. That doesn't mean that we could throw LeBron on the soccer field and he's just going to be the best nigga on the soccer field because he's good in the NBA. It doesn't mean if we throw LeBron in the Major League Baseball, he going to hit home runs every time up the bat.
But did you read his book?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I had to before I critiqued it. Okay. And when I went through it and saw all of his references, most of his references was based on the narrative that was created in the years of the prohibition, right after the prohibition when they was demonizing marijuana. So that's not up-to-date information. That's why I'm showing you that this was over a 10-year study which culminated in the results being published last year. This is up-to-date information. And the people that put this article together, let me scroll down to the bottom of it. Let me show you something real quick. The researchers caution that there are several potential limitations to the findings. Hold on. Our findings, here we go. Our findings were contrary to what we initially hypothesized, right? The people that found this information were actually people who believed, like Wesley Muhammad believed, that marijuana.
It don't say that. You ain't reading Wesley Muhammad name in it. Cut it out. You sound like you're reading something. You said the people who believe. What you highlighted something? What you say that?
It says clearly right here. Our findings were contrary to what we initially hypothesized.
Okay, but you said it like you was reading it, and it said Wesley Muhammad name in the damn what you was reading.
What this means right here.
Okay.
This means, see, you trying to prop up some shit that's not real. That's why I'm trying to tell you. A lot of people do that.
Nah.
This is that the people who did this work, they sat out the money, the resources to do this research to prove what Wesley Muhammad was saying was correct. These people were people that promoted the idea that marijuana affected negatively your fertility, that it lowered your sperm count and boosted your estrogen. That's the group of people that sat out to put this. That's why they're telling you in the end of the report that our findings were contrary to what we initially hypothesized, because they also thought what he was saying was correct. But they didn't realize that there are other things, like anybody that really understands this science, such as myself, would tell you. The problem with marijuana smoking is primarily the marijuana smoking that we know of in the hood is also coupled with an invisible addiction to blunt wraps. So a lot of the negative side effects that we see going on in the hood with people smoking blunts don't have anything to do with the cannabis or the type of strain it is. It has everything to do with what you're smoking with it.
So you trying to tell me the weed that they smoked in the 70s is the same weed as Gorilla Glue and Moon Rocks and all this other stuff? It's not the same weed. They all...
No. What I'm telling you is this. Listen specifically to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's definitely a huge difference in the weed from back then to now, because technology has advanced. So they've learned how to add, increase the concentration of THC. And when they ran out of the ability to increase the THC count molecularly, when they reached the limit of the plants that the plant could go, they began to take the kief and sprinkle that on the outside of the plant to further raise it. And that's how you get moon rock. So that's really about raising THC levels. What I'm talking about is totally different.
But the point that I'm making to you...
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Think to yourself, in the 70s, they only did bongs and joint paper.
Well, they didn't have nothing else. Yeah, because they didn't have nothing else.
Backwoods. Yeah. Nobody was doing 20 black backwoods in a day. See, nobody's taking into account what 20 backwoods a day or even 5 backwoods a day does to your lungs, does to your hormone cascade. Nobody's thinking about the 4,000 plus chemicals that have to go into tobacco paper to make it taste like a goddamn banana strawberry smoothie, right? When you go get blunt wraps now, it's blueberry flavor, it's strawberry flavor.
Agreed.
How many chemicals do you need to put into a tobacco plant paper to make it taste like a damn strawberry?
Agreed.
Nobody's thinking about the effects of those chemicals on your biochemistry. See, those are where the problems really lie at.
Okay, now what about all the chemicals that go into the weed to make it taste like Girl Scout cookies and all this other stuff?
That's nowhere near in comparison
but
to
it's
what's going on.
I understand what you're saying. The real addiction.
To you because there's not a lot of chemicals that you need to do that. When you're changing the flavor of something, right? A plant like marijuana, what you're manipulating is the aromatic amino acids, right? That's what gives it the smell in the first place. That's completely different to making a tobacco plant, which is the most deadly plant in the kingdom. No plants can even grow next to tobacco fields because tobacco plants will kill out any plant that's planted next to it. So that right there tells you why the Indians used to call tobacco the devil's leaf. The Indians used to call it the devil's leaf because anything that touched it began to wilt and die. If you gave it to somebody to consume, they would begin to wilt and die. So people that's an invisible addiction. People don't really even know why when you smoke blunts and you try to switch it up, like, oh, I'm gonna keep it a little cleaner. I'm gonna roll up some paper. I'm gonna get up off these blunts. The moment you take the same strain of weed, the same amount of weed that you normally roll in a blunt and you put it in rolling paper, all of a sudden they don't get high. Yo, damn, y'all just wasted my weed. Y'all gotta get me a blunt wrap. Yo, this shit ain't working. Y'all gotta go get me a backwood. This shit ain't working. The reason being is because you don't realize that you've created another addiction to the tobacco and the subset of chemicals that's in your normal rolling paper. So when you don't have the rolling paper, you didn't satisfy your other addiction, but people don't even pay attention to it. It's like it's invisible. That's where a lot of problems are coming from.
Gotcha.
Then you have, because of lack of information, education, and finance, you have the average person in the urban setting consuming damn near 5 to 7 pounds of sugar after getting high. So now you loading up on all kinds of cupcake snacks, cheap juices, and cheap sodas once you get the munchies, because one of the medical aspects of marijuana is that it decreases inflammation, which is one of the key things that people are dealing with in coronavirus. Also, marijuana stabilizes nausea, which is what people are dealing with in coronavirus. People are losing their appetite in coronavirus. Marijuana builds your appetite. So
smoke y'all some weed. If you think you got the Rona, smoke you some weed is what you say.
There's certain benefits that, as long as it's legal in the city, make sure that you're following all the laws in your local municipality. Disclaimer.
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But there's certain benefits. So what I'm saying is, it's a plant. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you use it properly, there are benefits to it. If you take it out of context, there can be some drawbacks to it. But you have to accurately be able to analyze something. And somebody that's a scholar in, religious ideas, you're not a scholar in biology or biochemistry. You haven't dedicated the time and study to it.
So if the Rona attack your lungs, why would you be smoking anything though?
You can use your vaporizer to vaporize herbs that will help your lungs.
So you saying now put your weed in the vaporizer? What's happening here? What we talking about?
I'm not saying that.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying you can use your vaporizer to vaporize herbs that's beneficial for
Ain't
your lungs.
vaping
You don't
deadly?
have to vaporize marijuana is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You can vaporize any herb.
For example, like when you say vaporize, you mean like a water vapor thing, like that thing?
So if you have a marijuana vaporizer that you use to smoke weed, you can put other herbs in there and use that as a herbal vaporizer.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna see.
What I'm saying is all these guys, the police, the military, the Nation of Islam, all of them came together to attack Dr. Sebi. And what I'm saying is, when you look at what they saying in a scientific light, they don't know what they're talking about. Then when you go deeper, you see that there's an underlying scheme. The Nation of Islam is invested in those dairy farms. So they're selling their people out in order to make their money back from them dairy farms. When you look at Unc.
You trying to get your ass kicked. You say stuff about the nation.
No, it's facts though.
Okay.
I'm not saying nothing that nobody can look up. They invested a lot of money into farms and cows. So now they promoting people to keep drinking them farms and cows because almond milk is busting their ass. They losing their money.
So can you prove that right now that they invested in cows and all that?
Listen.
You on Google's.
Islam knows that people from the Nation of Islam, what do you think Elijah Muhammad was talking about with the farms?
I mean, it's more than cows. Farms is more than cows, right? Farms is
absolutely. It's more than cows, but it includes.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a large part of their industry. You know what I'm saying? They a lot of the people that make their money selling bean pies, they selling traditional bean pies. even though I already put the recipe online to show that the vegan bean pies taste much better.
Yo, listen, you say what you want, bro. I ain't stopping eating them bean pies. Them bean pies.
To stop eating them. What
Oh,
I'm saying
alright.
is vegan bean pie tastes way better than the milk version. So you don't have to have the milk and the butter and the eggs to make a bean pie.
Well, that recipe, I want some milk, butter, and eggs in that point because I love bean pie. Nah. Yo, so make some bean pies and send me a bean pie or something like that. You know.
Hey, if you know, if I get the NY, you know, I make one, whip one up on the spot. It ain't nothing.
Nah, we ain't gonna be in the kitchen cooking together. That's
Up,
so let me ask you something. A vegan bean pie, does that still have the navy beans though?
Of course.
Okay, all right, because I don't know. So you put the recipe where though? Because I do want to make my own.
Navy beans.
You said what?
Everybody likes navy beans.
Okay.
Everybody likes navy beans, just everybody doesn't know it.
Yeah, because vegetarian beans and pork and beans is actually navy beans, right?
Correct, Mundo.
Okay.
Everybody that had pork and beans
love navy beans. Yeah.
And then when you got out of your pork and beans phase, right?
I went to vegetarian beans.
You went to the vegetarian beans, and those is navy beans.
Just without the little pork bit and the pork fat.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody likes navy beans. You know what I'm saying? So, them niggas can hate if they want in the chat, but you see, I put them facts.
Oh no, we not even dealing with them. You know when.
Go back to the 5G.
We never talked about 5G, so we got to introduce the 5G. Okay, all right.
The chat room shit. So anyway, so here's the thing with the 5G, right? And this is why I'm saying go to the book. You write for your haplotype if you have it. On page 381. Okay, we're gonna get to 381 sooner or later. There we go. On page 381, I have this layout, and the layout is for a variety of reasons. But one of the things is to talk about what I named the Ray-Ussir-Patah pathway on your periodic chart of elements, right?
What?
The Ray-Ussir-Patah pathway.
Okay.
Right? That's what I named it. Because when you look at the periodic table of elements, right there in the middle of it, you see it says Ray, Ussir, and Patah. It's
okay. Yeah, that's deep.
Right. Now, these are the stars of the show regarding your transition elements.
Wow, that's deep that's deep that's named that. That's deep.
Right.
Wow.
So the reason why these are particularly special is because these guys concentrate hydrogen gas, right? More than any other element. Palladium is palladium is the most beneficial in terms of concentrating hydrogen gas out of all of these guys, right? But they also have other special qualities. Because of their ability to concentrate hydrogen gas, that gives them a certain amount of resistance to oxygen, resistance to oxidation. Evergreen trees are evergreen because they have a high concentration of these minerals, which allows them to concentrate hydrogen gas so that they stay green all year. It's the hydrogen that is keeping them green all year, as opposed to other trees drying out, and that's why their leaves fall off and they change colors, right? The evergreen trees keep the hydrogen all year round because of their use of these minerals. Now, as 5G rolls in, the solution, and I'm not saying this because the people that know me know that this is how I started the formula of Momatomics. So all of these things are in high concentration in the Momatomics. So the Momatomics,
the what?
Momatomics, it's the liquid part of the detox. So the detox you got, that bottle
that I got that sitting on my dresser back there.
Right. That has these minerals in it.
Okay.
Right. That's in high concentration. These minerals are in there. And that's the reason, because of their ability to concentrate hydrogen. Now, as the 5G rolls out, we are going to have to make our body more antioxidant. So when people are talking about the frequency of 5G, its interactions with oxygen, what we have to do is step up our steady antioxidant level, meaning how much minerals in our body offset oxidation, and it's particularly vulnerable is the red blood cells iron. Iron is highly oxidatable. You know what I'm saying? It oxidizes fairly quickly. So what we want to increase is the amount of minerals floating around in our body that neutralize that, particularly these transition elements, and gold. Gold is obviously the AU. Gold is one of them. Gold is the most perfect when it comes to resisting oxidation. Gold is absolutely flawless in terms of oxidation level. So this is how we deal with the 5G not being able to affect us, right? Because your mineral concentration is what really determines how your body utilizes frequencies. And that's from everything from allowing those frequencies to program our hormones through our pituitary and endocrine system, right? Or allowing those frequencies to activate or inactivate our body's enzymes, right? All of those things are harnessed through minerals, and this is why minerals are required in your body. That's what minerals are doing there in the first place. They're harmonizing frequencies and resolving them into your amino acids, right? Because water uses fats, acids, because fats and acids are able to stabilize proteins. Proteins are able to do what? Interact with light and frequencies. That's why all pigments are made out of what? Amino acids. All pigments are proteins. Melanin is a pigment. Melanin is a protein. Chlorophyll is a pigment. Chlorophyll is a protein. Proteins, amino acids interact with lights and frequencies. That's what they do. But in order to do that, they require minerals. The minerals that's required to harmonize these frequencies at a higher level is these transition elements, which are in the mom atomic. So this is another reason why when the coronavirus conversation came, I was relaxed. I was telling people, listen, if y'all already fuck with me, we good. You already got these herbs that they need in the detox. You already got these minerals you need. It's in the mom atomics.
So I'm lit. So I'm lit then. So if I get that rid of the donor, I already got what I need.
That rid of it.
Yeah, rid of yeah. That's the Brooklyn.
That's what I'm saying. So these guys ain't really ready to have these types of conversations. That's why I'm saying they should stay within the confines of what their education and expertise permit them to speak on.
All right, so two things I do need from the chat room really quick. I do need for the people who are supporters and who do like what's going on with the hair right now. I do need you to at least hit the thumbs up, the like button, so this video could get recommended. When it has a certain amount of likes, it gets recommended. I do not like begging for likes like other people. I don't like begging for donations too, but I do accept donations because I be seeing y'all in some people chat rooms. I done seen people get $500. I done seen people get some serious bread from people and they have not given you any information. All they did was just sit on there and just entertain you with madness.
I actually, not only do I lay out in detail, the people can go search after they watch this. Dr. Enqi coronavirus testimony. Not only do I bring on the sister who had it, she does her whole testimony, complete with paperwork. I walk through each herb on how they attack and change each facet of the biochemistry. So it's super detailed. I even define the aspects of the biochemistry being altered by the different herbs.
And that's on your channel.
That's on my channel.
So what I'll do is I'll put a link. I'll put a link to your
video. Hold on. Even when watching that video, I might get, $10, $20, $30. I'm like, yo, niggas talking about draft. What's that? Fantasy football get more donations on their channel.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, one thing that I never was doing, I never come on here and just people give me stuff, they give me stuff, they don't. I don't care, because at the end of the day, sometimes I just disappear anyway because it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I people who support. If you're not a supporter, I'm never gonna beg nobody for support. That's one thing I don't do. But let me ask you something. Okay, so overall topic. boosting your immune system. What is besides? Well, you have the detox. You're saying that's gonna, right? Because he's like, get the detox, get the detox, get the detox. How important is exercise right now?
Exercise is crucial, but you want to be careful that you don't over exercise. Anybody that's ever been serious with their exercising routine knows that exercises taxes your immune system after a certain point. So,
So me doing 90 minutes on the treadmill the past few days is crazy.
oh hell no! Don't do no damn 90 minutes on the treadmill. Never.
Why?
Because you destroying your muscle tissue.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I'm a certified personal trainer, bro. I'm telling you.
Listen, I like 90. I you know what it is with me? I just love cardio. I just love and I was walking, I was on live.
Get your cardio by doing like a circuit training. You know what I'm saying? By going through your sets of whatever you're doing with no rest.
It's not fun.
Don't rest between your workouts. And then now, okay, so if your goal is to have fun though, then that's different. But if your goal is to maximize building muscle, all that cardio is counterproductive.
I'm into more lean muscle. I don't want to be diesel.
Lean muscle.
Okay.
Why when you look at marathon people, right?
I don't like the way they look unless they black. Cause don't show me them Kenyans. Don't show me them other dudes. I'd be like, nah, I don't want to look like that.
No marathon people have muscle. They're not muscular.
I know what you're saying.
People that do sprints.
Yeah.
Sprint is a short, quick blast. That's what you need to do. That's it. So that's where you get the see, those people were studying that difference. And that's where you get the idea of HIIT cardio and shit like that. But circuit training from the boxers was around long before HIIT cardio. Like it's
yeah. They be swagger jacking stuff and flipping the name on it and selling it.
In a society where we deal with a lot of different stresses, and those of us, you know, we run in families, we run in businesses, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? The idea of cardio with your music on, being able to like just find that little place, and then you start to secrete endorphins from the long marathon like training. And that makes you feel good because you're actually getting high off of it. But in terms of muscle retention and muscle increase, muscle gains, cardio is not the way.
Now I do a lot of cardio.
Many cardio sessions. That's super bananas. Like 3 minutes.
No, look. Reason why. I mean, I literally did 90 minutes. I could, but I did it like 2-3 days in a row. I'm gonna do it again today. But my reason for my reason for doing the long cardio like that is that when we're in these cribs, we just eating stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you be like, damn, man, I've been snacking hard body. I gotta make sure that, and I know I still do.
Hold on. But you don't lose fat either from cardio.
You lose water. You lose fat and water.
No, you don't lose no fat and water. You just losing water and sugar and minerals. You don't lose fat because what you're noticing as a drop in the scale. So like you might do that long cardio and then you jump on the scale. If you notice, right? Look at boxers. Boxers that do that crazy cardio to drop down to make weight, right? Mm-hmm. But if you there's always a difference between their weigh-in weight
and their fight weight.
Because the fight weight is after they rehydrate. Once you rehydrate, all the weight come back. So you go on long bouts of treadmill. I see guys do this shit all the time. They're on the treadmill for like an hour, then they're running in the sauna room for another 30 minutes, and then jump on the scale. You down because you done lost a lot of water. But later that night, and into the next day, as you rehydrate, all that weight come back. And a lot of people deal with that in the gym, and it leads them to frustration. I'm like, nah, if you want to really lose fat, the way you lose fat is by building muscle and allowing the muscle to actually burn the fat. Muscle and fat is like Bloods and Crips. They at war. And I can't even use Bloods and Crips no more because Bloods and Crips are no longer at war. In most cases around the country.
But hold on. Let me clarify something. I do push-ups and I do resistance cables. I do squats. I do sit-ups. So I don't want nobody to think I just jump on the treadmill for 90 minutes.
Hey, you do squats?
Yeah. but not like the not the
do squats.
not the chick squats to get your butt big, but just for your legs. You know what I'm saying? I got kettlebells, I got resistance bands, I got so I don't want nobody to think, yo, this dude,
Nah,
because
that's cool. Listen,
and
that's
I do
cool.
intermittent fasting because I am a person, because as people know, I am a person who lost 120 pounds. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. So,
Right.
and the last time I was
We
at
can
last,
all learn more though. We can all
yeah,
still learn.
facts. But the last time that I was on here with the brother, Knowledge Born, I had on a tank top, and he was like, "Nah, you looking a little too diesel." So you know, it is what it is. I know what I'm doing. I'm just a person who naturally is a walker. I don't walk from Harlem to Brooklyn. It does
Yeah.
something for my mind when I walk. So,
Now walking is different than treadmill.
but I don't run though.
Yeah.
You know that, right? I don't run on the treadmill.
Treadmill, you just walking on
Yeah,
the
I just
treadmill.
walk. I don't run because it's hard on your
Oh,
knees.
okay.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not running.
That's slightly.
Nah, I wouldn't run on the treadmill for 90. You got to be out your damn mind. No, what I do on the treadmill. Let me clarify this. What I do on the treadmill is I put it at a moderate speed, maybe like a 2.5, and I put it on a hill, and I just walk. You know what I'm saying? So you still building your leg muscles, you still sweating, but you're just it's not even a sprint. It's like a stroll almost. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not I'm too cool to be walking fast and running and all. Now I wouldn't run for 90. Who if anybody run for 90 minutes, you have to be a marathon runner. I'm not into running marathon. Only thing I run from is police. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not even running from no dudes and none of that. But I walk. I don't run on the treadmill. I walk. At the night I put my music on. And even last night, if you go to my Instagram, Doggie Diamonds, you can see me. I was walking. I did a Instagram live with Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles, and that's all I did. I was walking for 90 minutes. But I've walked longer than that. I don't walk from Harlem to Brooklyn, walk from Queens to Brook. What are we doing? What's happening?
I'm just showing a page in my book.
I'm about to say what channel you think this is, bro?
No. This is a page in my book.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
This is showing how to build the gluteus with the squats and all that. It's not like it's not just for like, you know what I'm saying? It's not for people to get, on some,
Yeah, because I don't want no gluteus, bro. Let's go to another page.
No, that's not true. Everybody wants a nice strong butt because your butt is attached all the way around. Like your gluteus has everything to do with your hamstrings, your quads, your knees, your lower abs, all of that.
I
That
got
whole
you.
section is anchored by your gluteus. So it's important to work that area. And this is what I was saying between the marathon body and the sprinter body, right? The marathon body right here versus the sprinter body right here, right? There's a difference in the way that the muscles build. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is in the book. This is all in the Eat Right for Your Haplotype book.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This type of shit that's in there. You know what I'm saying? Then we do ducks and frogs, and so it's a lot of stuff in the Eat Right for Your Haplotype book. It's one of them. It's not even one of it's my bestseller. I'm in like the 10th print already.
So why you got at me for doing you was trying to clown me for doing squats? Like what was happening here?
No. You said
Okay.
I do squats.
What is
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like doodle.
Oh, the way I said it. Okay, got you. I'm like,
you didn't realize what you were saying.
oh yeah.
I caught it because I have multiple levels of conversations all day. You know what I'm saying? I talk to adults. I'm talking to 4-year-olds. I'm talking to 8-year-olds. I'm talking to 10-year-olds. I'm talking to there's a register somewhere in the back of my brain for that. Like I do squats. Like
yeah. I don't walk from Jamaica Ave to Green Acres. I don't walk from Harlem to Brooklyn. I don't walk from Nostrand to downtown back to Nostrand. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just naturally somebody who just will walk.
Walk from the Bronx all the way to Brooklyn. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, I love it. So I don't want nobody. Yeah, I don't want nobody to think that I'm on a treadmill running for 90 minutes. Nah, we not doing that. But I will walk for 90 minutes. I don't walk.
Listen, man, your OG status in the gym is certified, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to go on you don't gotta explain nothing to nobody.
Yeah. So within this, we coming up on almost a 2-hour mark. You know me, I'll be only want to do like an hour with you, but we went there. it is the immune system. Before before I do want to stay on topic because we covered a lot of things, which is great. But if somebody,
The best thing to do at home that I think most people can do is jumping jacks.
okay, what that got to do with the immune system? That's your immune system.
That's
Okay.
definitely. That's so. Here's the major part of your immune system. Let me pull this shit back up.
Okay.
What is share? Let's pull this back up.
It's almost lunchtime too.
Yeah. Damn, I had the page up with the. Okay, this will work. So no, this will not work actually.
What's that? A PDF form?
No. This is my this is Keynote. This is where I actually wrote the book.
Oh, I don't know nothing about that. What you got, a Mac?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a PC guy.
Ooh.
I mean, hey, it works for me. We on here, right?
Nah. Hold on. I got the I mean, but you an OG. You damn near MacGyver with this shit by now.
Yeah. I'm a figure it out. I be seeing people do stuff. I just be like,
Right.
poor little tink. Don't know what they doing.
Yeah, you was around for the whole evolution of this system.
Oh well, don't Al Gore me. No, but you know what? You know what's funny? When it was coming from physical to the digital, I was on it, man. I was on it. I remember I had my music on. They had something called before SoundCloud. They had mp3.com and they had another one called SoundClick. I had my music on SoundClick, but people don't know nothing about that. But shout out to everybody who's in the chat room. I see y'all. I'm just trying to stay on topic. You know, salute to the only reason why I'm not blocking the trolls because they're necessary. And this is how they get their mental illness off. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who has mental illness, they have things that they do. Some people, you know, some of these dudes ate paint chips when they were small. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But what are you showing me here?
So this is your lymphatic system.
Okay.
Right? And you have 3 times as much lymph fluid in your body as you do blood.
Okay.
Now, even the blood is composed of lymph fluid.
Okay.
The plant that all your red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets sit in is lymphatic fluid. So this is the most important fluid in your body to maintain in regard to your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
Largely, if you speak to some scientists, they regard this as the immune system. Now, it has no pumps. It has no relays. But the main thing you have to do to keep this lymphatic system healthy is circulate it. You have to move. That's the only way to circulate your lymph. And that goes even down into your joints, your elbows, your knees, your hips. All of that's from movement. The simplest thing you can do to create circulation all throughout your entire lymphatic system is jumping jacks.
Okay.
And everybody can do them. Right? And one of the places that's targeted by coronavirus is the spleen and the thymus. Right? So those are
the
two.
Thymus? Where the hell is your thymus?
Right here.
That's why I got
right here in the middle of the chest.
Wow, I never even heard of that before. Wow.
The thymus is located right in this empty space right here is where your thyroid gland would be.
Wow.
And then inside the thyroid, you have the parathyroids. And the thyroid and the parathyroids control your whole body's ability to alkaline itself.
Okay.
Your thymus right here controls your white blood cell flow. Right? So your thymus controls the white blood cell flow. And your spleen right here is like the hub for the white blood cells. So these are 2 key pieces to your lymphatic system. You know what I'm saying? And then the liver obviously metabolizes fats. So that plays a key role as well. But yeah, you have to keep this fluid moving. This is where all deactivated viruses go. They get deposited into the lymphatic system. So if you're not flushing the lymphatic system properly, deactivated viruses have the ability to become reactivated and resurface. This is how people have viral infections that go away and then pop back up on their ass 6 months, 12 months later. Because although the virus may have been deactivated, it wasn't flushed out of the system properly. And so you have it in the lymph. This is one of the things that exposes a lot of these niggas with these fake detoxes they be trying to run on you. Detox is not supposed to be centered around feces. It's not supposed to be centered around number 2.
Got you. Because I wanted to ask you, when you say deposit, how do you excrete if it's not just dropping the deuce? Like how do you get it out of your body? Urine
is how you clean your lymphatic system. But we don't properly move and get the lymphatic system moving. We don't get the filtering of the lymphatic fluid to go through the proper stages, bladder, blah, 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 till we get to, to urine. So you have to keep this thing moving, and you have to keep fresh water coming in, and you have to put in the herbs that cleanse the lymphatic fluid and all of those things. It's all related, but this is a key part to the whole paradigm of exercise and health. The main relationship of exercise and health in regard to any type of infection or illness is the fact that your lymphatic system will not function properly if you're not moving.
Got you. So, ideal amount of jumping jacks. I'm extreme, because you tell me, and I'll sit around. I'll mess around and do like 500. I'm just one of them people.
500 or do 1,000. Do 500 or 1,000.
Okay.
Same token, if you can only do 5 or 10.
Start there. Yeah, start there. Yeah.
Do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Without hurting yourself. Yeah. But if it was on the quarantine and they in the house, niggas done already watched every goddamn movie on Netflix.
Yeah. And you know it's funny. I've been playing my video game more than I've been doing anything. Cause yo man, you have to see. It's different types of detoxes. You have a detox that you ingest, orally, pause, and then you have a detox that you ingest mentally. Sometimes you have to detox from some of the things you seeing and watching, man. You gotta leave some of this stuff alone, man. You gotta be able.
Documentary called The Soul Craft. The Soul Craft documentary, it goes in detail into all of that, from the blueprint that our ancestors left us. This is one of the things what I'm trying to tell you. This is why you got so many trolls in the chat, because these other platforms that's filled with police and military agents and, paid informants and all that from the, all that, they're trying to lead you away from the science that your ancestors left you. Our ancestors left us a blueprint to understanding what's going on right now. That's why I'm able to have testimonies of people that the hospitals turned away with coronavirus and them being able to recover 100% in less than 12 hours.
From
your testimony and show the paperwork and walk them through each effect of each herb in detail in your biochemistry without a flinch or a beat break, because this is what I've been doing for years now.
So I have your detox.
I'm at behind the back 360. I'm at alley-oop stage with this. I've been doing it so long. Like when you first start learning basketball, you got to learn how to dribble.
What's that beeping?
How to shift.
What's that beeping? That's your microwave?
But once you steady with it and you at another level, you could do it with your eyes closed. You behind the back passing and all that. That's why I'm at with this thing. This is easy to me.
I made a joke. It went over your head. I said, "What's that beeping? Is that your microwave?" But speaking of microwave, I do want to segue really quick into the 5G. But do you have a video on 5G on your channel?
No, I just speak on it briefly because, like I'm saying, these are things that only the unprepared people are panicking. The people that have been rocking with me for years, we not panicked. We prepared.
Okay.
The panic and the craziness is the people that's not prepared. One of the things that's crazy that I'm noticing is that there's a microcosm, macrocosm effect. So when you look in your body, people are not dying from the coronavirus. They're dying from their body's response to coronavirus. When you look into society, society is not hurting from coronavirus. Society's hurting from the response of the society to coronavirus.
You know what I said the real pandemic is? Fear.
That's what I'm saying. So
and fear weakens your immune system.
Right. And fear translates in your immune system in the regard that we're talking about to a cytokine cascade, right? A cytokine cascade is where your white blood cells start releasing so many chemicals that even when the pathogen that created the infection is no longer present, the white blood cells are still releasing these chemicals, and that's what damages the body and can even lead to autoimmune disease, because when your HLA system can no longer distinguish between foreign genetic material that's in your body, whether you breathe it in or you're eating a lot of meat or whatever the case may be, and your own genetic material, the HLA system will start tagging parts of your actual body. And when that happens, the white blood cells will respond by attacking those areas. You know, when you have situations where you have a lot of foam cells are macrophages that mutate. When you have a lot of foam cells, those areas where the foam cells are have a high propensity to lead to autoimmune disease. People with autoimmune disease have a higher risk of dying in coronavirus. But that's why I thought it was important to do the testimony, because the sister who I brought on is a sister who was high risk because she also had lupus before. So as a high-risk person that had lupus, that then contracted coronavirus, got the test through the nose, confirmed PCR on, and they sent her home and told her to take Tylenol. It's like, so
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question for somebody somebody in the chat room. They also donated $10, so I do have to get to them. They said they've been having a sinus infection for over 10 years. How could they solve that?
I don't know. The sinus infection is it's a lot of stuff that could be there, but sinus infections are fairly common. You know, one of the things that we do now, it's hard for me to tell somebody else to do this because they don't have my oil. So I have a specific blend of oil on my website that I sell, but it's out of stock right now. I haven't been selling it, but I still have it in the house. Like, we still use it, but it's very antimicrobial. It's very pungent. It's a very strong smell because of the rosemary and the peppermint oil. But I take a little bit of it and I rub it into my nostrils at the bottom right here.
Dang.
I take another little bit and I rub it into the top of my ears right here. Not all the way down. You don't drip it in there. That could damage your eardrums. You know what I'm saying? You're not shooting globs of essential oil in there. And you can't do it with just any essential oil because it'll burn the lining of your mucous membrane. But we do that. Muslims, they clean their nose. That's one of the beautiful Muslim traditions.
I actually did that before. Yeah, I've actually took water in I've actually did that before. Yep.
Yeah, cleaning the nose.
Yeah.
Lemon juice. Lemon juice may burn, but it'll clean the nose. Even, I'm not an advocate of apple cider vinegar, but apple cider vinegar will clean the nose.
So when we say clean the nose, how are we actually doing this? Because I've actually taken water and inhaled the water and put it back out. Like I've done that like that. Facts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, done that like that. So I don't want y'all to drown yourself or do nothing stupid. You know what I'm saying? But you have to flush your body in many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even as men, our masculinity, we say I ain't doing that, but I've actually given myself an enema before. You know what I'm saying? I've done a enema. I've done different things. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes when you doing go ahead.
Doggie, what? Hold on. Please do not try to gloss over that.
Nah, what I gotta gloss over for?
You gotta tell us exactly in which manner you gave yourself an enema. I'm not sure. Like you stuck something up your butt.
How else do you do an enema?
Wow.
How else do you do an enema?
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, how else do you do an enema? And this was at a time in my life where I was extremely sick. Extremely sick. And what I did was I
.com. I mean, it's another way to get that stuff to come out.
yeah, but this was at a desperate time. This was 1997, and I got a colonic. You know what I'm saying? I got a colonic. You know, some people do colonics. Like, how else do you do a colonic? Like
it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm petty.
Like no, I mean on a maturity level, of course, it is what it is. But on the immature level, people gonna be like, "Oh, you stuck something in your butt." I mean, you know, what you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? People get colonics. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
It is what it is. You're right.
I did it, but it's just it was at a time in my life where I was extremely sick. I didn't use the bathroom for 11 days. 11.
You just put it up your butt and you just squeezed it and shot the stuff in it.
No, come on, man. See, you trying to be funny. You gotta pause that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I heard what I did. Well, let me tell you what I did though. Let me tell you what I did. And see, this is the thing about as a man. You could talk about your life experiences. This was 1998, and I did I had some it's called yerba mate. I boiled it, and I took the liquid, and that's what I used. You know what I'm saying? And this was when I was on my herbs and stuff hard.
So
I didn't use water.
So did you feel like after you shot that hot fluid up your butt, did you feel like
come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm just saying, hold on. Did you feel like a burst of energy or release?
No, what it was when it came out, right?
When it came out?
when the liquid came out, right?
Okay.
The funniest thing is that when you go to the bathroom and the liquid come out, because you could do it in the tub. That's like the best way to do it. When the liquid came out, I seen some of the stuff that I was eating, and I seen mad at this particular time I wasn't eating right. I didn't know how to eat. I seen mad oil in there. Yes. Like a lot of oil, like a lot of at this particular time I was eating fried foods and stuff because I didn't know. I was eating a lot of French fries. I seen mad oil. So I'm like, I can see the oil in the toilet. So I'm like, yo, hold on. This was in my body?
Yeah, let me show you.
So it was good that I did do that. I mean, of course I found other ways to do certain things, but at that particular time, I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know no better.
No doubt. Shout out all the sisters that play with their sex toys in the bathtub too.
But whoa. This not the same family.
No, I wasn't.
This is not the same. It's not the same family.
I'm not saying it was. I'm just saying I was just shouting out the sisters at the same time.
Yeah, but you know it's funny though. When it come to different things, different methods of health, people laugh, right? But as a man, I didn't have it. But I've heard when you get your prostate exam, what they gonna do to you?
Yeah, they going up through that. You know what I mean? They going up their backside. So wait. So pause as we move off of the as we move on forward in our lives, right? Inside your colon, and I could probably find a better picture if I look tighter, but you got like these grooves right here. And these grooves on the inside are little crevices and spaces where bacteria builds up. One of the things about eating a lot of greasy foods is that they create a coating in the passage of your colon that compacts these little crevices and passageways, so that bacteria and all kinds of pathogens in it, they can reproduce, and parasites and things can reproduce and hide in these little passages. And in the middle of your colon is where your feces comes down. So you can have good bowel movements and still not clean out those crevices of the colon. So that's one of the premises that like enemas and things like that was built around. But there are particular herbs that you can use without doing that. And what the herbs do is basically cause your colon to start to like tremble and spasm. And that allows you to get that stuff out if properly hydrated also. So it's other ways you can go, you know what I'm saying?
we know that. I know that now, but I'm talking about in 1990.
But I'm saying it's a lot of caffeine in that yerba mate. That's why I was saying when you penetrate yourself.
Yo, if you're gonna keep saying, I'm about to just straight up and down, just block you off here.
Because
it's like you making it homo, you know what I'm saying, and you know how people be taking stuff and running with it, and you know what I'm saying. I'm definitely
I'm petty and immature, damn it. I'm sorry.
I'm definitely not, you know what I'm saying, like
appreciate you coming forward, being open enough to tell us.
No, I'm saying because I did, this is what and the reason why I said that, at different times in your life, you don't have the information. So you do different things. And in my studies and later on, you start saying, okay, well, there's a different way that I could do different thing. But I'm at a point where.
What I'm saying, that's why I was saying with Wesley Muhammad promoting the bestiality and the morphine.
Stop saying bestiality. That's not bestiality, man. Bestiality is something that would be something sexual. That's not sexual. Like, what are you talking about?
You know what it is that we're not accustomed to understanding that it is, but you're literally drinking the body fluids of an animal that would come out of the animal's breast. So it actually is very sexual, because that's a main part of, those are two main parts. We suck breasts, right? And we exchange body fluids.
So when a baby sucks from their mother, is sexual?
Absolutely. That's what helps the baby's hormones develop.
But I mean, is it sexual in a sense of sexual as in lust and desire sexual?
Absolutely. When you see little boys, right? When they get a hard penis, they really have a hard penis.
All right, yo, we about to bounce. This is going crazy. This is off. Well,
I'm telling you. Listen, one of the things that I tell parents to pay attention to when they have little boys is make sure mom, dad, whoever's changing them, make sure that you see his penis is erect sometimes. If you don't see his penis is ever erect as a little baby, that could be a sign right there real early that you need to change what it is that you're eating, so you change what you're feeding him, because what a mother eats is what becomes her breast milk. So you need to change what you're eating so that you can help make sure that he has a proper balance of hormones very early. Paying attention to your hard-on is very pause, right? But paying attention to your hard-on is very important. So men, even men, if you wake up in the morning and your penis is not hard, that's an early sign that your hormone cascade is out of whack. So later on, when you get to the point where you have an erectile dysfunction, all kind of shit, there were earlier warning signs. So when we got these little boys that's 10 years old and they want to sit down instead of running around and playing with other boys, these are patterns that we should have noticed early on, but we don't use our eyes to save us the trouble later on with complicated diagnosis. These are things that's natural. If you have children, you know that little boys have hard-ons. That's a part of them being healthy. If that's not present, then you know that something's up with homeboy's hormones early, and you need to make some changes. You might need to incorporate some raw pumpkin seeds in your diet as a mom, so you can supply him with more of the raw ingredients that he needs to boost his anabolic system. His anabolic system is predicated on those male hormones, which later on turns into his muscle development, what age he'll hit puberty at, how intense his hormone changes will be at puberty. Will his face be fully hairy by 20, or will it be fully hairy by 30? Like, all of these things are determined by your hormone cascade, and you can see them early on with just something that simple. So the reason why I was using that example is because I know it's a real thing, but it also inspires jokes because of the timeline we live in. Just like me messing with you about the enema, you know what I'm saying? It's funny, you could be petty and immature about it, but it's an actual real science to it. The same thing with our children. These are things that's not taught to us, so we don't learn how to take care of our babies at home. There are a lot of simple things that we're supposed to look for like that, but we don't pay attention to them. Doctors are trained to do that, but when I'm sitting here and people see the white tee with the chains and the gold teeth, the last thing they're thinking is that I'm actually a real doctor. Like, I'm a
But
real
why do you?
doctor.
But I wanted to ask you, why do you distract people from your
It's not
information?
distracting people, it's that people are brainwashed. So along with the brainwashing and the institutionalization comes that sort of mindset where you think that a person must look a certain way to be authorized to do a certain type of thing. So a part of me breaking people out of their comfort zone is moving people past the paradigms that we like to block people in by what we judge them off of on face value. So we should be much smarter, because we know, for instance, we know that medicine and healing science was at its zenith in Kemet. But today's doctors didn't dress like they did in Kemet. So why would we have to dress that same way to seem like we official to our people? Right? Our people are supposed to be, this is supposed to be the information age, where we're supposed to be able to research and discern fact from fiction ourselves. But if we are fooled by a white jacket, right? If we are fooled by certain, why? These are the things that leads us down the wrong path. This is the reason why the iotropic death every year is way higher than coronavirus.
The what?
And this is not new.
The what?
Iotropic death.
What is that?
That's death from doctor mistakes.
Oh, okay.
That's way higher than coronavirus.
Got you.
Right? So in my mind, like when I just showed the paperwork on the vaccines given the little boys and giving the children in general autism, but specifically little black boys, who prescribed those vaccines to those children? The doctors dressed in the white jackets that look traditional. So at this point in our mind, it's incumbent upon us to begin to say, listen, we see what you guys have given us for the last 50 years. At this point, I'm going to weigh my options and look at some other things. Period.
Got
and
you.
we got to the point where we no longer judging a book by its cover, but the contents of the book. But it's much easier for us to make a judgment based on the cover of the book than it is to actually read the book, because nowadays people's minds don't have attention spans. And the reason why everybody's attention span that we complain about, we all complain about attention spans, but we don't realize that the attention span is based on your neurochemistry. Your neurochemistry is a byproduct of biochemistry. It's just your biochemistry in regard to your brain function and your nervous system. Well, that's all predicated upon the things that you eat.
But I mean, you in defense of people, you do eat with your eyes. You do sleep with people based off of what you look at. It's different. So
No. When you're uneducated.
No.
When you're uneducated, that's what you do. When you have education, then you add more to it. So what I mean by that is, and not even in a scientific way, when you in the street, the first thing you do as a young man growing up is you consume women by what you see. Nice booty, nice chest, I want that. Nice lips, ooh, that's crazy right there, right? But after you go through that phase and you have a few relationships and you see where those relationships lead, you get a little bit more wisdom from pure experience. Like, okay, you know what? Women for the look solely is cool, but I'm gonna need a woman with a little bit more substance. I'm gonna need a woman with a business mind. I'm gonna need a woman that know how to raise a family.
So you're gonna mess with a woman that got a great business mind, that knows how to raise a family, but looks like Shabba
No, no,
ranks in the face. That's what you telling me.
I'm not saying you have to make that choice. What I'm saying is as you learn,
No,
you
we
add
know that, but initially,
no right.
initially,
You in beast mode. You're just looking for the. But I'm saying as you gain more information, you make better choices. So you're not just looking for the booty and the breast. You still looking for the booty and the breast.
all
Making
right.
those
Don't
things.
get it. I'm saying you getting it. Don't get it crazy.
But you also now slow down so that you can explore a woman's mind and her heart before jumping into bed with her. So I'm not saying that you're not looking for her to be
How many
attractive.
kids you got?
10.
So when did you learn all of this that you telling me?
In the process of life, you live and you learn.
10 kids later.
No. I learned. I had 8 children with one woman. It's not like I'm not one of these niggas that got 10 children with 10
Okay,
babies.
all right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not the program. You know what I'm saying?
8 kids with one. Did y'all go outside?
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
Niggas talking shit, but they ain't living it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I tell you these herbs work, I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you theory. I'm telling you some real shit.
All right. So the point but the point I'm making is that appearance. I know what you're saying on an immature level.
You support Wesley Muhammad. That's your man. So you.
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But how we conduct ourselves and how we carry ourselves. I don't see anything wrong with you with your shades on, your chain and all that. That don't bother me. When you had the sneakers around your neck, I already, that was an experiment that we talked about prior to you even doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't want to let the cat out the bag, but
yeah,
we played a mind game, well, rather you did, because you bet me something.
Yeah.
You made a bet that I lost. You know what I'm saying?
You see how the people's minds was.
Yeah. So
Doggie was betting that y'all would be able to see through the bullshit. And I was like, hell no, these people is slow as shit. If I put these sneakers around my neck, no matter what level of information I'm communicating to the people, they're only gonna fixate on the sneakers. He's like, nah, you bugging. I'm like, all right, watch.
Yeah, that was real.
The chat room went crazy. The comment section crazy. Sneakers. I even have people on my channel on other videos be like, yo, Enqi, where's the sneakers at? Like they still be
Yeah.
trolling, asking me, yo, where's the sneakers?
But how does but see what I want to know from a personal level and the information that you're trying to give people, how does that help you when you are causing the distraction yourself?
Because the people that come for the information, they're going to get the information. That they're not even going to see the sneakers.
Oh, okay.
I had people that watched that video and was like, what sneakers? Like they hit me up and they was like, yo, the video you did on Doggie Diamond channel was crazy. Yo, you was dropping mad jewels. And I was like, good looking. Did you notice the sneakers? It was like, what sneakers? I was like, see, you got to watch the video again. The whole main thing about the video was the sneakers.
Gotcha.
So them people didn't see it. They didn't focus on that. You know what I'm saying? Your attention goes where you focus. But the people who would not have otherwise watched the video, they were exposed to the information because they came on there to troll. So a lot of those trolls I convert into actual subscribers and supporters, because one thing that's dangerous about the truth is once you expose to it, you are never the same again. No matter what happens in the rest of your life, that truth is sitting right there in the front of your mind. And you will begin to filter through things, lies that have been told to you in a new way, a new lens. So many people from the Nation of Islam hit me up in private and was like, bro, I still love the nation. I still rep with Farrakhan, but everything you said about Wesley Muhammad and cow's milk was true. My husband, his health improved. He had congestive heart failure. His heart got better once I took him off the milk and the dairy. My children, they paid much better attention in school once I took them off the milk and the dairy. Once I start showing people the actual court documents and the paperwork, they was like, oh my God, thank you for helping me get my children together. They getting higher scores in school. They behave better around the house. All of these different small changes, you can't never take that away. So that's why the haters and the trolls don't really do anything but promote what I do, because when I impact somebody's life, there's nothing anybody could say. Like, for instance, there are people whose parents had cancer and I healed them, right? If I heal your father from cancer, he was going to die. I gave your father 5 years extra, 10 years extra. Do you really give a fuck if niggas say Enqi got on sunglasses? Hell no. You got people that was 200 pounds overweight, 300 pounds. They down looking slim and they got 6-packs and shit walking around. You think somebody gonna be able to tell them, oh yeah, yo, Enqi had sneakers on his neck, so yeah, that niggas don't watch that video. They gonna look at this like, are you nuts, nigga? I don't care if Enqi was covered in shit. Enqi has the realest information on biochemistry and health, bar none, online. Why would I not get that information, especially when he gives it all away for free?
I think that's
Let me tell you something.
I
Look,
think that's deep.
gouging right now, niggas is out there selling hand sanitizer for $80 for a fucking $3 size bottle of hand sanitizer. It's $15 for a gallon of water. While niggas is price gouging, my detox is $210. I still have it on sale for $99. That's less than 50%. So while niggas is price gouging, that haven't even showed you their ability to combat the coronavirus, my shit is proven, live testimony, documented. I give you all the science breakdown so you can check the clinical test results of your goddamn self. And my shit's still less than 50% on sale. See what I'm saying? So the people that know me know I really genuinely do this for the culture. I do this because I love this. You know what I'm saying? Now, I did warn people that because the herbs, the price has gone up 300%, 500%. At some point, I'm gonna have to raise my prices up. But I'm trying to hold this shit at cheapest as possible because, right? See, I didn't get in this. See, this is the mindset. This is where mindset comes in. If you come into holistic business like most of these niggas, like you see all these weird niggas selling sea moss now and shit. Niggas got whole timelines and YouTube channels dedicated to beefs and rap this and who. Oh, also get 10% off my bag of sea moss because these niggas don't even know what they selling. But they coming in because it looked like they could generate a few dollars. So when you come into this as a straight business, as a hustler, your idea is to make money. As a person who's coming in with the commercial idea to make money, you want to buy your supply at the cheapest rate possible, and you want to sell it at the highest price possible. That's because so you can make the most money, right? And people that are purely entrepreneurs, they know that you make your name in the entrepreneur by getting money. So niggas know, oh, nah, he get money. He's official. He did his thing with them hats, or he did his thing with them T-shirts, or he did his thing with them sea mosses, or he did his thing with whatever.
Sea mosses.
Right. Now, on the flip side, if you have a holistic mindset, right, making money is not how you make a name. I don't have a name based on making money. I have a name based on changing people's lives. I have a name based on healing people. I have a name based on respect from people that have applied my principles. So they don't give a fuck what kind of outfit I got on. They worried about when I apply these principles that I hear this man speaking of, are they going to benefit my life? And the answer in 10 out of 10 situations is yes. When they take this information and go to cross-reference it and verify it, is it all factual? In 10 out of 10 cases, it's yes. Because if you notice, as I'm speaking, whether I'm making jokes, whether I'm being petty, whether I'm being...
Yeah, because you made a lot of jokes at petty. I'm like, yo, man, I ain't even keeping this live up now, but I'm real like that, though.
But look, I'm always showing documentation.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I'm always telling people how to look things up. What words are the key words in your searches to type in so you find the right information? When they buy my book, they'll see that on certain pages of the book, I accompany with clinical documentation to show them how to research people's suggestions about herbs and diets and foods and all that, so that you know how to think about this stuff from a holistic biochemical perspective. So it's way different what I do than what these other guys do. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fraud shit going on out here, doggy. I'm just the guy to set the record straight and move the culture forward.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. I just think for me personally, where I've been
I'm saying, but Doggie, you an OG. You different. You don't count.
Nah, I do though. I think I what no what I've
You
been trying to do though.
popping. Come on,
No, but
Doggie.
what
What
I've been trying to do though, I've been trying to set a precedent for a code of conduct. That I think is not being upheld anymore. I think it's Wild Wild West. And I
you know,
think
I'm gonna tell you why. It's definitely Wild Wild West, but the reason is because everybody's driving all over the streets instead of staying in their lane. And the reason why people are doing that is because everybody has monetized their content, and they're monetizing their content based on the fraud that if they could demonstrate to you that they're really intelligent in one area of life or one area of study, that they're really a genius in every single facet of life. So they want to monetize every conversation that they have with the people. And that's where the fallacy comes in, because it's not real. If you're a jack of all trades, you're an ace of none.
but think about society. We live in a capitalist society and we live in a market. Right? So if it's marketable, you market it. And I did a video on this. I did a channel.
There's a difference between the purely entrepreneurial mindset and the holistic mindset.
Got you.
Healer, you make your name not based on how much money you get. You make your name based on how much people's lives you affect. So I have to do what's opposite. I have to do what's counterintuitive to a pure entrepreneur. A pure entrepreneur is going to say, well, wait a minute. I got a formula that requires me to have sea moss in it. So right now, sea moss, for the good quality sea moss, because of the price gouging and everything, it's anywhere from $60 to $130 a pound. Now, I got this other shit over here, this gracilaria, that I could pass off as sea moss and probably grab this for $25 a pound. Ain't nobody gonna notice. I'm gonna grab the gracilaria that's cheaper, that I could still get my money on, right? Because it's about getting money. As a person that's of a holistic mindset, I have to buy the $60 or the $100 pound, because I have to get the highest quality, because I need people to get maximum benefit out of the product, because my name is going to be contingent upon what people say post using the products and getting the benefit.
So you sell sea moss also?
I have sea moss in a bunch of products.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they could get that off your website.
Sea moss is amazing right now because sea moss cleans out your lungs, amongst other things.
I'm saying they could get that from your website right now too. Sea moss.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So before we go, what's your website?
UnitedPlatesOfAmerica.org.
Okay. United Plate. And then how many websites? You got like 7 websites, right?
Yo, I'll be out here, man.
You got 40-day fruit fast, right?
No, but that's it. Take you to the same place.
Okay. So it's like
you got to have your backlink game, and you know how you know the what they call that shit with the rankings on the websites and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have all that in place too. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to manage to bring, the information to the forefront the way in the way I do. You know what I
mean? Information is very important. Information is key. But I do want to go back to what I was saying. About a code of conduct.
Yes.
Reason why I try to set a precedent for how I conduct myself personally is because a lot of people follow me. And when I say follow, I don't mean when I say listen.
Turn down money. You will turn down money if it's outside of your moral code.
Facts.
Right, but I'm saying the new pure entrepreneur mindset is to compromise for the dollar. Whatever gets the dollar to come in is what is the new moral code.
But I'm gonna keep it real with you. I do feel like that has harmed me.
Of course,
it has harmed me. It harmed me, and we are judged, unfortunately, based off of what you were saying earlier. We're based off of where we live, where we drive, blue checks, numbers.
Listen, hold on. Let me stop you. That world is changing. Let me tell you something. Coronavirus is ushering in a new world.
Literally, new world order. Yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
right now, I got what people need to get rid of coronavirus like that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Ask one of these niggas in the fancy. Listen, I got the niggas. My phone is so crazy right now. Even when I plug it in, it won't stop ringing. It won't even stay charged while it's plugged in. And you know the new iPhones is excellent on battery life.
Yeah.
It won't even. It's all of the drill niggas. You know, with the drill culture. Your Draco can't save you from coronavirus. Your bank account can't save you from coronavirus. Your fur coats, your gators on your. None of that shit can't save you from. So right now, sisters waking up because there's a lot of women scared at home, quarantined alone right now, and can't know money from their ass pictures on Instagram. None of that can save your ass from coronavirus. So now we're answering the question that we've been debating for 50 years, maybe 70 years or longer in the community. What should we focus on as a people, economics or our health? I think now it's obvious because your economics your economics is meaningless.
Don't say that. It ain't totally meaningless.
Your economics is meaningless if you are sick.
No, I mean, yes, but
now it can afford you some better treatment sometimes, but if you don't have the right information, your money is going to hurt you faster than it's going to help you.
Facts.
Because health is not something that you can always just throw money at and the problem goes away.
That's yeah.
What to spend money on and who to spend money with. And in most cases, the package that you're really looking for is going to come in an unconventional packaging. That's one of the reasons why Dr. Sebi was on the black sheep of his time and era. Like, I'm the black sheep now because Dr. Sebi was recommending herbs that was outside of the apothecary, so to speak.
The what?
Of all of the basically like the variety of herbs.
I'm about to say because you said
basically like the variety of herbs that the herbalist of his day was using back in the 80s and all that. He was coming with a whole different type of swag and energy. Like, nah, all them herbs trash. Listen, you got to get these wild herbs because you need food gene consistency. And people didn't know what the hell he was talking about. So they attacked him and said it was pseudo. Then after he goes to court, like damn near 2 years later, guess what happens? They gave 2 white boys a Nobel Peace Prize for what? Because they discovered a specific type of carbon called carbon-60, which is also a part of the detox that we use. They discovered that carbon-60 has the ability to neutralize antioxidants more than any other substance ever found on Earth, to the point where it can potentially reverse illnesses that cannot be cured or treated by Western medicine. They gave them a Nobel Prize for that, right after they locked Dr. Sebi up for saying the same thing, that there are specific types of carbon-based compounds that can heal incurable diseases.
He didn't deal with melanin, right? He liked the word carbon, right?
Well, the reason being is because melanin at the time, you know, now that science is advanced, it's a little different. But in his time, right, you didn't have so much documentation surrounding melanin. And when you looked up melanin, if you wanted to be approach it from a scientific perspective, you approached it from what melanin is composed of. So melanin is a carbon-based protein, right?
Don't everybody have melanin though?
Everybody, most people have melanin.
Don't roaches got melanin too? Roaches got melanin.
You have 2 different types of eumelanin. You have pheomelanin, and then you know, and you have that in levels. Okay. So people have some form of melanin. I mean, if you didn't have neuromelanin, you'd be a vegetable. So in that regard, everybody that has a brain has melanin. Okay. Your brain is made out of melanin.
So, because when we say
nerve cells are melanated cells.
Yeah, because when a lot of people say my melanated people, I'll be like,
yeah, they tripping. They tripping.
Yeah, I'm like, everybody has melanin.
That shows me what level they on. They still at that white people, black people shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's the level of brainwash to keep people trapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about white, black. It's about haves and have-nots. But we move from white versus black to haves versus have-nots in terms of money. And now we've moved to another level where it's beyond money. Now it's about haves and have-nots in terms of wisdom and knowledge and information. So it's really the time for the gods to shine. But the people that have been propping themselves up are being exposed now as false teachers, because we see that, you know what I'm saying, like Wesley Muhammad, he doesn't know anything about
He went back to Wesley.
If we look at Enqi and Sinai, they promoting vaccines and all that, and they all sick. They all sick, and they promoting vaccines and medical drugs. So, like, we see, like I said, we just could look at the world scale.
Do you? China, but I want to ask you though. Do you really think that these individuals? And shout out to them. I have no issue and problem with nobody. Because what you're saying about them, I would have to do some research on it. You showed me some facts and stuff like that. So from a standpoint of me following them, their advice on stuff, I probably wouldn't take that advice on certain things. I do agree with. I think something is wrong with the weed. That's just, you know, I think something is wrong with this weed that they're giving people. I think it's GMO weed. I think they're manipulating.
This, the weed is not being used as a herb.
Right? But that's what I was saying to you earlier, though.
But to say that marijuana makes you a woman, though, is wrong.
Okay.
It doesn't. It's proven clinically that marijuana boosts your semen count.
What marijuana though? Is it the marijuana that JA marijuana orders GMO?
No, it's street level marijuana. This test was based on street
That's what I'm saying. So you don't think that the
marijuana.
So you don't think that the weed that they're growing with these big dispensaries, you don't think that is being weaponized?
Weaponized? No. What's being weaponized is the idea. See, the most powerful thing is the mind. The most powerful virus is a mental one. That's the problem. So it's not that the weed itself is the problem. It's people's view of it. So if you think that it's good for you to smoke 10, 20 goddamn blunts a day, and you wrapping them up in blunt wraps that have 4,000 chemicals in it, you're missing the boat. If you come along as a religious scholar and you try to dress yourself up and pretend that you're a scientist, and you're studying the effects of blunt wraps, and you're passing the results of the effects of blunt wraps off as the effects of marijuana, then you're doing the people that follow you a disservice.
But
right. So that's what's happening. If you're Unc and you're a military personnel from the Marines, and you've been at Fort Detrick, and you know, okay, well, your job is to infiltrate the community and promote vaccines and attack all of the spiritual systems of Black folks while maintaining to still call yourself some type of spiritual, like, how are you in the spiritual community and your only job is to attack different spiritual systems? Then you named yourself after Kemet, and when you ran out of all other spiritual systems to attack, they turned around and had to finally start attacking Kemet, because that was the last thing that Black folks was finding power in. That was
you know what? I'm gonna agree with you with that. That really started.
That's just exposing niggas. It's like, wait a minute, your name is Ung.
Yeah, I was bugging off that a little bit, because I did want to say
Amin Ra Squad. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your name is Unk, and you're from the Amin Ra Squad. Then you're saying that all of the Kemetic sciences are pseudo. So if you're saying that the Kemetic sciences are pseudo, you're saying that everything that comes out of your mouth from the time we met you has been pseudo, because your name is Ankh and you belong to the Amin Ra Squad. It's just so simple to look at this shit as pure foolishness and buffoonery. But people have to be caught up in the fact that I have on gold teeth than to see the truth that's sitting in front of them, because it is damaging to them. It hurts a part of them, because they have to realize they have to reevaluate their judgment system. They have to reevaluate.
Why don't you have the mentality that I have when I say code of conduct? This is how I think, right? If you want to follow people and die, not saying that this is the case. I can't
do that as a health practitioner.
But you can't.
That's the difference. Listen, that's the difference. Because of what I do is health related, right? Everybody comes to me with questions. And in this community, we don't have people. I mean, we do have people that only watch us, but for the most part, the people watching watch all other channels. You know what I'm saying? Nigga on this channel, he might be watching, you know, Drink Champs tomorrow, and he'll watch, like, niggas watch other. So when they hear shit, they bring it back to people that they feel are credible to elaborate on it. So they'll watch another platform and come to my channel and say, hey, Enqi, I was thinking about getting such and such product. He added some iron to hydrogen peroxide. What you think about it? I'm like, yo, look up Fenton reaction and don't kill yourself. I have to address this stuff.
Okay, but my thing is,
Muhammad is literally attacking Dr. Sebi and everything it is that you teach and promote in milk. I have to respond to that. When people say, yo, we heard your class when you and KT went on tour after Dr. Sebi passed and did the Dr. Sebi tour, and you guys spoke about the benefits of cannabis and how the endocannabinoid system regulates the immune system. See, so now we back to the immune system. The endocannabinoid system regulates the immune system. And I spoke about how your body takes the omegas that you consume, and it's got to be the right ratio between omega-3 and omega-6, and converts those omegas into your endocannabinoids. Those endocannabinoids regulate, modulate how your inflammatory system runs. Then they come back and say, oh, well, Wesley Muhammad said that weed makes men, you know, weed makes men into women. Like, I said, what the hell? That couldn't be furthest from the truth. Weed has been a medicinal plant on this planet before Wesley Muhammad was alive. What the hell is he talking about?
but again, but that's the question I'm saying to you.
So I have to
What weed though?
Somebody has to address this, because listen, if nobody addresses this, when you talk, see, if we're talking about religion, it's cool. We don't have to. People could judge for themselves or figure it out or whatever. If we're talking about some history shit from 10,000 years ago, we could argue and throw it around. But if we're talking about how people are going to feed their children tonight and tomorrow, that's not something that we can allow people to be misinformed on.
All right, so let me ask you something. The point that I was making, what he's saying, is this not the same weed? You don't agree with that? It's not the same weed. That the weed that people.
No, listen, I agree with that.
Okay.
But that's why I explained they have manipulated the weed to get the most THC possible.
So it's
right?
GMO weed.
But listen, saying that the weed is manipulated, saying that the weed is hybrid, saying that the weed is GMO, and all those things can be true. And it still not cause you to become a woman. You see, that's what I'm saying. And that's where it becomes difficult when you mix 70% of truth with 30% lies. That is the tools. See, that is the same thing that the 5%ers were supposed to represent. See, the 5%ers were supposed to be out there raising the people's level of thinking to where they could discern through that tricknology. That's tricknology where you hide lies and surrounded by truth so that the common folks can't discern the truth from a lie, and you can lead them in the wrong direction, because 9 out of 10 times, the way that the lie is going to lead you is the way of most comfort, is the way that things are easier. So it's easy for people that don't know any better to metabolize, to take in lies when it's coated by truth.
Somebody's name is Mr. Listen.
Listen, that's not what Father Allah, that's not what they laid out in the blueprint. That's not supreme mathematics. That's going against that. Now you become, you know, you in that vernacular, now you've become an agent of Yaqub at that point.
Whoa.
You're practicing. Listen, you're practicing.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would though, because see, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I have to do this, because that's what's actually going on. Wesley Muhammad is practicing the ways of Yaqub in terms of misleading people on their biochemistry. So when you have a medicinal plant, right, and you also misleading people in terms of economy, because when you have people that's struggling right now for what they're going to do to take care of their family, and there's a business that people are investing billions and trillions into, that the people who know most about it are going to be paralyzed by listening to uninformed jackasses lead them in the wrong direction, when they could be a part of this wave changing their family's future forever, right? But they're going to listen to guys like this and have you thinking the wrong thing. No, what you should be telling people is there's a time and place to use marijuana, just like there's a time and place to use medicinal herbs. There are some herbs, for instance, like garlic you mentioned. Garlic is not to be taken every day. But
Okay.
garlic is something that you can use medicinally. So you can start taking garlic 5 and 10 times a day, like people that smoke weed to get high only, right? They smoke weed as much as they 5, 10 times a day. You know what I'm saying? 20. I had 20 blunts yesterday. This shit was crazy. That's misuse. You could do that with garlic. Garlic is a blood thinner. So although garlic has a bunch of sulfur compounds that works in conjunction with the NRF2 system to boost immunity in certain levels, on another level, garlic is a blood thinner. So you don't want to use blood thinners if you don't have to, because the more thin your blood gets, the less nutrients it can carry. Now, if it comes down to a situation where you got high blood pressure and you run risk of having blood clots or something like that, and so they give you a blood thinner, it would be better to take garlic than maybe a medicinal blood thinner if you can get away with the garlic pills, right? Because you have less risk of side effects. But that's not something you want to do forever. You want to address the main root cause, which would be removing the blockages in blood flow, as opposed to taking blood thinners for the rest of your life. Because now you're going to create other problems because you're thinning your blood out, but you're lowering the amount of nutrients and oxygen and everything that your blood can carry and never circulate everywhere. How fast it can clean itself and things like that. So you gotta address the real shit when it comes to health, doggy. I can't pussyfoot around. Listen.
No, so the point that
I would love to pussyfoot around with these guys because I'm the one that gets blackballed for telling the truth.
but nobody could blackball you. Nobody could black.
Absolutely. Come on, doggy. Stop it like you didn't get the phone calls. Come on, doggy. They was calling you up too. Come on,
But
doggy.
but I'm not a, all right, but now look, let me explain something. I'm not a sucker though.
True. But you got guys that are, and when they
I'm not a
those
sucker.
calls, they call me back like, "Yo, Enq, I'm gonna have to hit you back, bro, cause yeah, you know it's hot." I'm like, "Hot? What you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro, knock this shit off. Are you in this to get the right information to the people, or are you in this to play personality games and talk about people's personal lives and all kinds of weirdo shit?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a matter of what people's in this for. You have time and time again. That's why I said you can't use you for an example because you're different. But there's a lot of guys that's they new age with it, and
But but the point that I'm making is that it's a certain, you know what it is. This is how we used to solve stuff, right? At one point in our life, when you had a disagreement with somebody, you argued or whatever, and then when it went too far, you punched them in their face, right?
boom.
Right. So now we're at a point where nobody's getting punched in the face, right? Everybody is talking, everybody's doing all this stuff, right? So, reason why you can't punch people in the face, because sometimes that might be an immature way of handling things. Also, you're going to jail. Nobody wants to go to jail off a difference of opinion. So what I've been doing was I've been saying, yo, look, I'm just going to keep building and they going to come, right? I'm not here. At one point, nobody took on Vlad the way I did. You know who went against me? All black people.
Right. See, that's what I'm saying.
But I never went against.
I'm saying.
But the point I'm saying to you is that I never went against a black platform. I never went against black. I never went against black people. I went against.
With what it is that you do, you're not running into conflict with black platforms. See
I am though.
Tell you, what I find is that the black platforms are the most dangerous platforms when it comes to health information.
Maybe that might, yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you because.
So it's not that I want to go against the people. It's that I'm going against the principles. And then once you put the truth in front of people, the truth has a way of exposing why a person is doing what it is that they're doing.
Basically, so what you were saying as far as like what your foot Dietrich theory and your cow farm thing. I mean, that's what you showed it. You know what I'm saying? You showed what you showed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you show what you show. Um, do you? But see, this is what I'm saying. Do you
See,
really?
look, you know what it is? Let me tell you something. You know what it is? It's hard to listen to the conversations back and forth. And then when I get to start pulling up them actual documents, that shit get real crazy and hard to resolve.
No, it gets spooky. It get a little spooky. So, because the
Listen,
point I'm making is like I know when I know somebody personally, right? When I know somebody personally, Wesley has come to New York and requested me come and sat down with me a few times. Nuri Muhammad, Nation of Islam. I got a lot of family in the Nation of Islam as far as not family blood related, but I got a lot of comrades in there. So for me to believe or think that somebody is purposely deceiving the people, that's like it's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like it's and I'm not saying that he is, and I'm not saying that he isn't.
Wait, look.
Uh-huh.
Let me show you this. Look, let me just show you this, right? Now, anybody knows the Nation of Islam knows that obviously prostate cancer is an issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to put that there. Now, let's look at this. If you type in cow's milk versus prostate cancer, right? Cow's milk versus prostate cancer. What's the first thing that pops up? Now, look, you get 2 million results pops up. When you type in cow's milk versus prostate cancer, this don't say Dr. Enqi's theory about cow's milk versus prostate cancer or none of that. This says cow's milk versus prostate cancer. I'm not involved in this study. Research has shown that men who consume a lot of milk are more likely to develop prostate cancer than men who don't eat calcium-heavy diets. Whole milk seems to cause the highest increase in risk. Now, what do we have on video? We have your man Wesley Muhammad saying whole milk, white milk, is the food of the gods, and repeating it over and over. Whole milk, white milk. So here it shows pure. The first thing that comes up is that the same shit that he's yelling, whole milk, white milk, increases prostate cancer, right? And then you can go through dairy product consumption and prostate cancer risk. Like you can walk all the way through this. Like this is not something that I'm making up, is what I'm saying. But when you have people that are being damaged and destroyed, lives are being destroyed from prostate cancer, why would I sit back and let somebody promote cow's milk to people when I know those very same people that he's promoting the cow's milk to, once they start getting elevated PSA numbers and all kinds of crazy shit, those are the people that are going to call me up and say, yo, what do I need to do to prevent prostate cancer, or what should I do, this and that? And I'm like, yo, first thing you need to do is stop listening to them niggas right there, because they the ones telling you to do the thing.
So the point so look, so this is how this works, unfortunately, in your favor.
Right.
They're eventually going to leave them,
right, but my
and
thing
come
is,
to you.
For the money, I could turn my back, but it's not just about the money.
No, I ain't say no money. I didn't say no money. I didn't say nothing about money. What I'm saying is that they're eventually going to leave them and come to you.
Right, but by that time they sick is what I'm saying.
That's their problem though. But that's their problem.
That my heart won't. I can't sleep like that, bro.
Come on, cut it out. Listen, man. If you put what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say?
You put the clean glass of water.
Okay, how long you been putting the clean glass in before them?
Oh, I've been raising hell with.
Okay, so
I've been putting the clean glass of water in niggas' face.
so if they're gonna drink the dirty glass of water, what can you do? What can you do? Look, like for me, I've been bringing different people within the conscious community, outside of the conscious community, hip hop, different people on my platform, bringing different information, whether it was hip hop information, whether it was health information, whether it was information on entrepreneurship, or just me with my knowledge speaking about some of the things that I know, right? I don't have 3 million subscribers. I don't get the donations that these dudes get. I don't, but what I do.
Fuck around. You could.
Exactly.
But that's not the people that fuck with you,
but you. But what do I do? What do I do?
Some of us prefer the quality people over the quantity.
But that's very minuscule.
Because my numbers are a lot smaller than a lot of these other platforms, right? But the thing is, I have 10 children that I raise and take care of from my small amount of people that follow me, right? Where a lot of these guys, they got 10 times the amount of people following them. They still in their mom's bedroom, shit like that. Why?
Very, very true.
Because the
Child support issues and stuff. Very true.
following is way different. So my core supporters, they ride or die because of the fact of how I affect their life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The way I affect people's life, the people that follow me, they don't care whether I got on, like if I got on 5 pairs of shades.
But isn't that all that matters though? Your core?
That's it.
All right. So the people that want to, so listen.
What I'm saying is because the people that are a part of my core now were not always so. A large portion of them were trolls that I caught their attention with some sort of antic like the sneakers.
No.
Once they started to dig deeper into the information to disprove me. Now, listen, they dug into the information to disprove me. After they dug in to try to disprove me, they realized, oh shit, what he's saying is correct. Now they become a part of that core. Just like the Harvard study that I showed you. The scientists that performed that experiment, that put all that money and time into that experiment, were trying to create studies to back up the claim that marijuana adversely affects your sperm count, right? But after the study, they had to report that their results were not congruent with their original ideals. And although they set out to prove that marijuana increased the estrogen levels, which had an adverse effect on your sperm and your ability to reproduce, their results showed the exact opposite, that smoking weed actually increased the sperm counts. But there are other control things that you have to take into consideration that in those studies from damn near 100 years ago, from the 50s and the 60s, they didn't. That's the shit that Wesley Muhammad be referencing. So he's not taking into consideration, or the people doing them old ass studies, blunt wraps. Why? Because blunt wraps wasn't popping in the 50s and 60s.
I think I have
Listen,
Wesley's book here. I'm gonna read it.
Look, they wasn't taking into consideration in those studies the difference between getting the munchies from marijuana, which means your metabolism sped up, and actually sitting down and having a well-rounded meal to deal with your munchies, right? Versus having, a 10-pack of Little Debbie's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are going to have big. So when you add the blunt wraps in and you add what people use to deal with their munchies after they get high, that makes a 360-degree difference in the outcome of people's health.
I want to ask you something, because we had 3 hours and anyway, atrazine. I've heard of this thing before that they were saying they was changing the frogs from female frog. What do you know about that?
That's a fact.
Okay.
See, with that being a fact, it doesn't mean that marijuana's doing it.
I never said.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've seen Wesley cite them in his conversation.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and look, they did the atrazine, and the atrazine turned the frogs and listen, and that's why I'm telling you the marijuana is making them in. I'm like, whoa. You cannot put those two studies back to back and say because atrazine, which is a purely chemical based, some shit from Monsanto in them, you can't put that in the same bracket as a natural plant that has high levels of medicinal value. That the medicinal value is so strong in cannabis. In my mind, now this is just my opinion, I feel like they coupled the marijuana with the blunt wraps and all the chemicals to balance your biochemistry, because there's certain things that the marijuana would do for people that will offset a lot of what's going on in the society. So one of the largest things that props up the drug industry is anxiety. Well, an imbalance in your anxiety, people use marijuana to temporarily deal with it. And this is why I was giving people the real science. Your anxiety is so crazy, which leads you to the urge to blow trees all the time, because your omega your omega ratios are off. If you correct the omega ratios, your body will produce the right amount of endocannabinoids on its own, and you won't need marijuana for anxiety.
So when you say omega ratio, what is the omega ratio? What is omega in the first place?
Omega 3s to
Okay.
omega 6.
Okay.
These are fatty acids that your body's supposed to have for your nervous system, your brain, and your heart to function properly.
Okay.
Now, when you have that ratio, particularly DHA, because you got different types of omega 3, particularly DHA, because DHA allows your body to metabolize light in a lot of ways. When you have a high ratio of DHA, your body can produce the endocannabinoids it needs. When you have a really high ratio leaning towards the omega 6s, your body stays in inflammation mode. And that is dangerous to your immune system, especially in coronavirus time. So one of the things people got to start doing is stop smoking goddamn blunts. So when I stop smoking blunts, they like, oh, Enqi is anti-weed. No, I'm anti-blunt wraps, right?
So you smoke through a bong or papers?
People can smoke.
I ask you what you do.
I don't promote the use of any type of paper or to anything. To if you're gonna smoke, you should use a vaporizer. But it's better to consume your marijuana. Eat it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was about to say he tried to get it. No, I'm like, what you do? So you a
right,
weed
I'm
brownie.
still not telling you what I do. I'm still giving you the science.
Okay.
Because you want to speak always from a scientific perspective. Because if I say I don't smoke weed, people will be like, oh, well, he's against it. If I say I do smoke weed and I do it this way, the people that follow me will want to do exactly what I'm doing. And so to avoid that, what you give people is the truth and let them decide what they want to do on their own.
Okay, so you talking about as far as like edibles, weed brownies, weed popcorn, and all types of madness like that? Okay.
Right. But even in the edible game, it depends on what you eat. What are you eating it in? Right.
Gotcha.
So if people go, oh yeah, I'm gonna go get some edibles, right? And then they focus on getting the edibles. Well, most edibles is milk, eggs, and butter. Most of the extracts of the marijuana, in order to be made into edibles, is extracted with butter. You fry the flower, the bud, the trees in the oil, and the oil extracts the trees, and then you pluck the flowers out, and you take that butter and you put that into whatever it is. So that's how people make their edibles. So now you back to milk, butter, and dairy. So
now you gotta eat vegan. You gotta eat vegan weed now. Damn.
It's not necessarily vegan weed, but you gotta. If you are going to consume, I'm not saying you should consume or you shouldn't. I'm saying follow the laws in your local municipality.
Okay.
But if you're going to consume weed, I'm saying what you consume it with is going to have a greater negative impact on your health than the consumption of the marijuana alone. So if you're doing the edibles, it's not the weed you got to worry about. It's the butter, the milk, the dairy, all of the whatever shit you did.
So there's no such thing in moderation?
I done seen sugar cookies with rainbow sprinklers and all kinds of shit on edibles. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's.
But what about in moderation, though?
I'm not a fan of everything in moderation.
Okay.
I don't believe that's accurate. People tell me that all the time, and then I shut that shit down and say, well, let me ask you a question. How much heroin have you injected into your veins? And they say none. I say, well, is it safe to inject a little heroin into your veins? They say, no, that sounds stupid. I say, but I thought all things in moderation was cool.
Makes sense to a certain extent.
Right. So I'm not a fan of all things in moderation. Some things you're not supposed to have in your body, period. You know what I'm saying? Even the vegan idea is an obtuse idea, right? Because even the idea of being a vegan tells people that they can eat any type of plant-based food and it'll be good for them. They won't get fat. They won't get sick. And that's just not the truth. There's plenty of shit that's plant-based that'll fuck you up.
I think, man, I did a whole thing on vegan. I think it started becoming a religion, man. It started driving me crazy a little bit. I started getting a little pissed off, man.
Okay. Not a lot of people that's really not about this life. You know what I'm saying? They just playing with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like being a street guy, right? You know, it's guys that's really street guys. They really was born and raised by street families, and that's how they was raised. But then you got guys that see the benefit of being perceived as a street guy, and so they want to pretend to be a street guy. But when the reality of being a street guy catches up with the benefits they getting, then they don't want to be a street guy anymore. It's the same thing with being a vegan. You know, because the trend now is to go vegan, everybody wants to be a part of that. They want to be able to talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, girls is getting with guys.
It's in their bio. It's in their
Right.
bio, like 20, 25 years old vegan. I'm like,
and then they're adding things to different. Then they're creating different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a alkaline raw vegan. Like you just adding crazy words together. You know what I'm saying? So it you know what I mean, it is a large group of people that's. But like I've said from the beginning, I'm a vegan and I promote a plant-based lifestyle, not because of the trend. Right? I'm not a vegan because of the trend. I'm not a vegan to save animals. Right? So people ask me that sometimes, like, yo, how do you wear leather? And how come I see pictures with you wearing furs? And woo, I'm like, whoa, what the hell is that? Oh, well, vegans don't wear fur jacket. Why the fuck not? I'm not eating the fur jacket. I'm wearing it. I'm not a vegan to save animals. I'm a vegan and I promote veganism to save niggas. When I see that black folks are leading the world in metabolic illness, metabolism, the diseases are tied to your metabolism. The truth couldn't be more plain to see. You have a metabolic illness. What is your metabolism based on? What it is that you're eating. So if you have a metabolic illness, the first thing you need to deal with is what you are putting in your metabolism. Boom. Grand opening, grand closing.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Right. And so what I'm about is changing that dynamic and that paradigm, because that's where most of our money's going. And a lot of us realize how to get economically ahead. You have to devote yourself to whatever your craft is. The problem is that takes 10, 20, 30 years to get where you're trying to go when you started from the bottom and try to get it out the mud. Most times, by the time you get anywhere in life where you can start to enjoy any type of fruits from your labor, your health is robbing you of what you worked all your life for.
No, that's true.
Guys in the hood that done got it out the mud, did 5 years, came back, did they thing, put away something, did 7 years, came back. Ooh. By the time they finally get to where they trying to get, these niggas that's like heroes in the neighborhood. These guys is heroes in the neighborhood. Now you see rappers is making songs about these niggas like, oh yeah, such and such was a gorilla in the hood, but you know, yeah, diabetes got him.
Yeah.
He was in the hood known for killing niggas, but fried chicken got his ass, huh? So
Crown chicken, yeah.
Chicken was killing him. Chicken killing killers.
They got it. Yeah.
Right now, where are the game? Where's the drill culture right now? They in quarantine too. They either in quarantine or sitting in the emergency room because they can't breathe.
Facts. All right, so Enqi.
Along with the millionaires and billionaires.
Facts.
In emergency because they can't breathe. Why? Because your health comes first before anything. And we've been clouded on that priority system for a long time. And now we got to reevaluate this shit and change it and begin to appreciate the elders that gave their life to give us this science. I may not agree on everything Credo Mutwa taught, but I know that he pushed the buck forward in terms of advancing black spiritual systems. I may not agree with everything Dr. Africa taught.
R.I.P.
Side by side with Dr. Africa while he was teaching. So he gave his life to bring awareness to this.
R.I.P.
Right. And of course, you know how we rep the late, great Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is what we got to do. This is how we uphold our ancestors, by representing and continuing to add on to what it is that they built. There's a difference between adding on to what your ancestors built and trying to pimp it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to do. We got to change the way we look at stuff. And coronavirus is forcing niggas what it is that they perceive as their priority system in terms of how they're taking care of themselves and how they're eating and living.
All right, so Dr. Enqi, we've been on here far past my my comfort zone. We're at the 313.
This is a Dr. Enqi show for real.
This about to say, yeah, he just straight up and down, just
yeah.
The 313. If they want to follow you, what's your channel?
Dr. Enqi. In fact, y'all all got to go watch that video. Dr. Enqi coronavirus testimony.
Okay, and I'm sitting here eating wasabi peas. I'm so hungry. I gotta go eat. what I'm going to make is my
Hey, please don't be over there looking like Brother Panic. Brother Panic
who?
over there talking about he teaching niggas health programs and he talking about he addicted to crunch and munch and all kinds of shit. Like, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. Niggas be tripping.
I don't. I'm gonna be real with you. I skim through a lot. I take what I could take from people, and I'm my own man. I don't follow nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm my own man. But what I do, what I am gonna do,
You do.
I
So
got
you
my
black-
flaxseed.
All right, come on.
I got my
Wait, what?
my flaxseed.
Nah.
Flaxseed ain't no good for you.
Flaxseed will impact your estrogen levels faster than marijuana will.
So you
let's
trying to
get
tell me from me eating flaxseed, I'm gonna turn into a chick?
flaxseed up out of there.
So I'm not supposed to be taking flaxseed.
Get that flaxseed right on up out of there. There's no reason to take flaxseed when you could take black seed.
I do take black seed every day.
Right, but don't neutralize it with the flaxseed. Get rid of that flaxseed.
Okay. So let me tell you what I'm putting in my my thing. I got pause. My sea moss thing. I got some bananas, some
Yup,
cinnamon,
yup,
some hemp seed. Hemp seed is cool.
yup. And now look, bananas have a strong medicinal benefit.
Oh no, bananas is definitely going. That's what I used.
Organic, you gotta get the organic bananas though. But go ahead.
I got organic bananas. I have organic bananas.
No, I know. I'm just
yeah.
saying it for people watch.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, super medicinal benefit.
Super
Super antiviral too. While we on coronavirus time.
goji berries.
Berries, yep. Super good.
And I put some dates.
Dates taste good.
And what? How do you pronounce it? Chai seed.
Yep.
I got and chai seed, and I put chai seed in there.
Yep.
And when I want,
people say chai, some people say chia seeds.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I don't know why they would say chia if the A is before the I. So it ain't like chia pet.
Listen, the
So-
bottom line, I know what you're talking about. And chia seeds for the family out there, or chai seeds, whatever, are really good at helping your body hydrate. They're really good at lubricating the mucous membrane, keeping it moist. So that's really good to have at this time.
Is it chia seeds or is it chai seed? What is the A before the I?
Listen, it's all right.
Whatever. I say chai. Well, anyway, so yeah,
Right. If somebody don't have them, that's where the problem is.
So I got that.
I don't care how you pronounce it as long as you're getting it in.
So you said take the flaxseed out. I take that out after today. Because I'm making it with my flaxseed. Today is my last day with flaxseed. So I like to use, I don't know how to pronounce it, the cocoa powder, but the real bitter. How do you,
Yeah.
is it cacao? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah. That's real good for you too.
Yeah, so I put that in there also.
That's good for your brain and your endorphins and all
Yeah,
that.
so that's my sea moss drink. That's what I drink every day. That's what, actually a meal. So I'm hungry, and that's what I make a picture.
Oh, I forgot that you were saying this what you put with your moss. Yeah, that's real slick. That's a really good combination, chia seeds and sea moss.
Yeah, chia seeds, sea moss, hemp seed, dates. Because sometimes you need a little sweet, so I put like three dates in there.
You put the 3 dates in there because you still got them. You know what I'm saying? We still got nigga cravings.
Yeah, you need that sweet, so it's better than eating a candy bar.
Really crucial to people changing over their lifestyle is finding out how to satisfy all your old.
Yep, because it's better than just going to eat a candy bar. You know what I'm saying? So and it's funny though. I find sometimes when I get that sweet craving and I eat like 2-3 days, I don't want nothing else after that. I'm like, yo, I don't even. It's almost like a Snicker. If that
I'm gonna remind you of this one time, and after I'm not gonna remind you again. So whatever we do after that, I can always say I told you so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it's real easy to get into another conversation with me. That's all I'm.
Oh yeah. Nah, I know that because you've done took me all over the damn world, and I don't want nothing to do with you for a little while. But this was long overdue. We've been trying to do this for a little while, so that's why the length of time. We still have something that we didn't cover, which was your music, but we'll get to that another time. So
crazy, we did damn near 3.5 hours, and we ain't hit the music. Go get the album. Sound Becomes Life.
Yeah. So
Damn. all about the music.
Yeah, that's what.
Album comes like by Dr. Enqi.
So that's what it is. I am Doggie.
They mad about that shit because I'm getting real radio spins, not this fake online album shit niggas is doing. Like, nah, I'm getting real radio spins right
I'm
now.
not letting you get into another subject. So
Real radio spins.
I'm,
You already know.
I'm cutting. I am cutting you off. So Enqi,
It's a difference between fake demo tapes that you passing off as a real album in the community, but you're not really getting no real spins with it. You know what I'm saying? Music, you got to get spins and do shows. You know what I'm saying? So we really take it to another level.
ain't nobody doing those shows right now. The show is in your living room, but
I had shows booked coronavirus.
yeah. I'm about to say ain't nobody. Yo, I put out something on Twitter how everybody was laughing at Ray J for doing the show in the living room on Floyd Mayweather. Now,
how this nigga Doggie keep on promoting Raycon headphones on my joint and I ain't getting no Raycon headphones? Yo, Ray J, listen, I'm the most phenomenal artist in history. I'm due at least 10 Grammys off this one first album alone. And now I'm getting ready to start producing. So it's getting ready to be crazy. So what I'm telling you, Ray J, is to just go on ahead.
This is your sales pitch?
Right. And get me locked in early right now while I'm cheap. You know what I'm
saying? Everybody on my network got headphones. Everybody that's on my podcast network got headphones. Everybody.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh man.
Digital Soapbox Network.
So now look, Doggie just hit me with a subliminal now, like, well, everybody that's on my team.
Yeah, I mean, yo, I'm the
headphones. I'm just saying, if you really down with
the winning team. I always play for the winning team. And shout out to everybody who subscribed to Digital Soapbox Network. We just reached 100,000 subscribers on that channel. We just got the plaque.
I ain't even got no videos on Digital Soapbox. It's a lot of subliminal.
Yo, I got 3 channels. But what people don't know though, I own 3 channels that got 100,000 subscribers.
And I ain't on not near one of them channels.
Lies, you on this one?
Yeah, but so what? I gotta get
this one got the most. We almost at 200 on here.
Yeah, but it's people that's on them channels that's not on this channel.
That's not true. They follow the kid. They know where I'm at. I'm on all those channels.
Well, I still ain't got no damn Raycon headphones.
See, what had happened was the way my network is set up. It is what it is. Enqi, I'm gonna build with you later on. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this. If you could thumbs up the video, if you could share, you could subscribe. Make sure.
Regardless to what, you gotta thumb this video up. Even if you hated the whole video, just the fact that you hated it enough to enjoy hating the whole program.
Yeah, thumb it up.
You gotta thumb it up.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I might come back later. I know I always say that, but I get caught up.
Bro, I know for a fact after Doggie does a 3.5-hour video.
Y'all won't see me till like February, something like that. Yeah. It is what it is. But no, I do have a lot of editing to do and stuff to do, but I do want to do my 90-minute treadmill walk like I do. I'm going to go back. I do have an A.A. Rashid interview that I never put out, so shout out to him.
Not getting another video from Doggie today. Just enjoy watching this.
That's true. Not because you know what? I don't like to step on my own toes though, because I believe in quality over quantity. So I got enough content to put out 80 videos, but I be wanting people to really, really sit back and enjoy it. So it is what it is. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting me from the jump. Shout out to the people who came here today and might want to continue support my Cash App.
I'm about to say, shout out to the people that might say, hey, Doggie, we want to send Enqi a few dollars. Where we send Enqi some money?
Go to his channel. That's what I said. Go. They need to go subscribe to your channel. I'm going to make sure your information is in the description box. So anything that they want from you, matter of fact, I'm going to pin it to the first comment. So anything that they want from you is going to be right there. That's what it's all about. So, yo, I'm Doggie Diamonds. Doggie Diamonds, no filter. I have filter today. Enqi ain't have no damn filter. So it's Enqi, no filter. And it is what it is. So, yo, I'm out of here. Until next time. Peace, y'all.
Peace.